you want to sell your house fast and easy?
My name is Ilya Kosilov.
And we buy houses nationally, in any condition, in any situation. With my company,
Finest Home Buyer.
Call us today to get your fast cash offer within 24 hours.
The best oxtail in Brooklyn, the chef is producing oxtail goat, cow feet.
For the best oxtail in Brooklyn, chef's choice.
My football career started in middle school.
No, I watched football as a kid. I always loved football.
I grew up with the 1980s Giants and all my superheroes, watching them play, and I live and die with them.
My love and my passion for football really started when I was a freshman in high school. The position I played in college was right tackle and left tackle, and I played at Sacred Heart University. First started at Npsfl Community College. I got offered a full scholarship to Eastern Kentucky University down in Richmond, Kentucky for 3 years.
Mercyhurst University, Division II school in Erie, PA. Pittsburgh came on as a surprise. I did my tryout, it was pretty well. Then I did other things with them. So I was there for enough time for a cup of tea. Got a real good experience. I wouldn't change a thing.
I used to get phone calls from a lot of NFL teams. Obviously, my dreams didn't come true. So I got a phone call from a friend saying there's a lot of coaches that want you to play arena football. Balancing my career from football player and New York City police officer, it's fun. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of traveling.
Organizing my schedule. If I could switch tours, I'll switch tours, but it actually works out pretty good for me. I work early hours.
Too much in the middle.
It's like a good hobby for me and other cops who play, and also being a productive cop, it's the same thing. So, being an adult, you manage both, and being a parent, so.
I would like to be remembered as a good teammate, and really just the memories that we all have together.
When, guys remember remember when Pete used to do this and Pete knocked this guy out, or when, Pete slammed this guy on the floor. That's just me, man. I don't score touchdowns. I don't play pretty, and that's what I want to be remembered by.
I'd like to be remembered by my teammates as the old guy who had a lot of heart. My biggest regret is not coming out for this team 15 years ago.
Good evening and welcome to Uniondale, New York, here at Mitchell Athletic Complex on the campus of Nassau Community College. Tom Scavetta bringing you all the coverage here tonight. It's the 2019 National Public Safety Football League Championship game, featuring New York's finest and New York's bravest here on Pug Life Chronicles. The two teams locked horns just 3 weeks ago in the 2019 Fun City Bowl out in Coney Island, as Fdny came out victorious. Now both teams set to go head-to-head tonight in a crucial rematch many didn't expect, as this time it's the championship on the line. I'm now joined alongside my broadcast partner, Phil Tofano, a former bravest defensive tackle and retired Fdny battalion chief. Now, Phil, huge storyline to this game. This is the first time these two teams have ever played against one another in the national championship game. In fact, it's the first time they've played against each other twice in the same season.
That's true, Tom. And for the people at home, let me tell you how we got here. You, me, everybody else, including the league, were under the impression that the winner of this game 3 weeks ago between these two teams would result in an opponent for the Charlotte Cobras, who were a prohibitive favorite against the Roanoke Rampage. Well, turns out that didn't happen. Charlotte fell on their face. Roanoke pulled the upset, knocked Charlotte out of the Division I final, and here we are. It's the NYPD versus the FDNY a lot sooner than we thought. It's usually a year later. for all the marbles.
And piggybacking off of that, Phil, these two teams usually have to wait a full calendar year to get their revenge on one another. Now, the PD, this is a quick turnaround, 3 weeks. How do they get their revenge tonight? Should they do anything different?
Well, they have to do something a lot different, Tom, and I think you'll agree because we talked about it a lot in the first game. The PD had decidedly more passing plays than they did running plays, and that's not their strength. And if they want to win this game, they're going to have to reverse that tonight. They're going to have to use the run a heck of a lot more and use it to their advantage to stay on the field. If they're unable to do it, if they make the same mistakes they did 3 weeks ago, guess what? It's going to be tough.
And the two PD backs you talked about running between the tackles, up the gut, that's the recipe to success for the police department, whether it's Brandon Gonzalez or Nico Ramirez, because we saw 3 weeks ago the NYPD went out of their comfort zone, and Tyler Ryan, he had some good throws, but he had some not so good throws.
Yeah, when he was off, he was way off. But that's neither here nor there. If they're really smart, and I think they are, they're going to do a little bit of a reversal the game plan from 3 weeks ago. That being said, fire department also looked at that game film, and they are going to make a few adjustments and wrinkles as well. They have the same problem they had 3 weeks ago. They're undersized.
At this time, we're going to step aside for a quick break for the national anthem. You are listening to 2019 National Public Safety Football League Championship game on Pug Life Chronicles.
Tom, picking it back up where we left off, the fire department's got the same problems they had 3 weeks ago. They're still undersized. They still need to keep the PD off the field in order to win. And physics is physics. If the police department's allowed to be out there pounding them for the next 4 quarters, guess what? PD's going to win. But if the fire department can do what they did in 3 weeks ago and do it just a little bit better, they're going to be national champions after tonight's game.
Now, Phil, quick reminder, we are broadcasting tonight here on Pug Life Chronicles in Uniondale, New York for the 2019 National Public Safety Football League Championship game. Thank you very much for joining us. Tom Scavetta joined alongside Phil Tefano. Phil, a new face at quarterback for the fire department, Joe Galanti, who had a fantastic Fun City Bowl, 3 touchdown passes. He's questionable coming in, but he is officially ruled active and will start this game.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of a shame because Joe Galanti, if you recall going into the game 3 weeks ago, Joe Galanti was following the toughest act to follow them all, and Ryan Davin, who's been the most prolific quarterback in the league. He performed superbly, and unfortunately he managed to come out with a slight shoulder injury, but they're going to let him start the game tonight and see how it goes. It's a nice position to be in, to have the best quarterback in league history as your backup. That's a comfort, but we're going to see what happens. We spoke about endlessly about Ortega, about Vermeero, about LaMachia, but last 3 weeks ago, backup receiver Joe Herman had a monster game.
He did. He had a touchdown late, and FDNY won the 2019 Fun City Bowl 27-21. the fire department players are taking the field for kickoff. A quick reminder, NYPD looking for back-to-back national championships. The fire department won their previous one in 2017. This is the fire department's 7th appearance. NYPD, their 12th appearance. 10-2 all time for the PD, 4-2 for the FD. And before kickoff, quick reminder, it is 79 degrees, partly cloudy at kickoff time. NYPD in their blue uniforms with the gold helmets and gold pants. FDNY in their white jerseys with the red helmets and pants. And it is number 95, Leander Young, getting set to kick off for NYPD. We're about to get underway here.
Kushner and Ortega deep for the fire department.
The kickoff is underway, and it looks like it is muffed at about the 7-yard line, and it is picked up going down the sideline and finally bumped out of bounds by the kicker, Leander Young, around the 40. And that looked like Mike Imparata on the kickoff return.
Imparata muffed the catch, but he was able to regroup and get a nice return. Good starting field position for the fire department. Looks like they're going to start things up at their own 39-yard line. Not too bad.
For the fire department offensively, we have the quarterback Joe Galanti, his first year starting, coming off a 3-touchdown game in the Fun City Bowl 3 weeks ago. His receivers and backs. In the backfield, number 32, Stephen Holliday. Number 11, the fullback, Mike Selazitsky. His receivers are number 19, James Lamacchia. Number 89, Brian Vomero. And in the slot is number 4, Eric Ortega.
For this play, they have Herman in out wide right and Imparata in the slot. Holliday in the backfield. Galanti gives it to Holliday, and he is met by a convoy of NYPD tacklers, looked to be dropped for about a yard, giving him forward progress.
That was Louis Basabe on the tackle out of Iona College. It'll bring up, looks like 2nd and 10. 2nd and 11, he lost the yard on that play. Phil, the offensive line, left to right. At left tackle, number 77, Craig Wells, John Seda, Chris Sataro, Mikhail Welch, and Tim Caffrey, who I believe is starting as well. He was questionable coming into this game, Phil.
Yes, twins on both sides for this play. It's Lamacchia and Herman out wide to the right. Ortega and Vomero to the left. Nobody in the backfield. Pass is complete to Vomero. Complete for about a gain of about 5 on the play.
That was Adam Landsberg on the tackle, the hybrid player for the NYPD. Let's get to their defensive starters. Defensive lineman left to right, number 25, Pete Lazar. Number 64, Mike Canizzo and Brandon Ravello. Number 93 are the defensive tackles. Danny Effinger, number 58, the other end. The linebackers for NYPD, Ulrich Blaze, number 45, Louis Basabe, the captain, who had the first tackle. Mark Ricketts, number 17, and we'll get to the secondary in just a moment.
Okay, trips to the right. He has Ortega, Herman, and Lamacchia. On the left by himself is Vomero. Sulazitsky in the backfield. Galanti throws down the right sideline. Has Herman. Didn't look like either one of them came up, but it looks like the ball was out of bounds.
The ball was caught, Phil.
I don't know. They're talking about it.
They need some help. That was 3rd and 5, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Tom. I think the NYPD player might have come down with it. Now, the question is, did he have his feet in bounds? I know the receiver did not get the ball.
And Kevin Healy was the one going up for the ball with him, and it will be a first down for the fire department at the NYPD 32-yard line, Phil, setting up 1st and 10.
I guess Herman must have caught it, and then in the process of going out of bounds, had it wrestled away from him, but the officials saw it and gave him the first down.
Yes. Phil, the backs for the NYPD, James Ingram, number 38, filling in for the injured Dave Lawrence, Mustafa Young, Kevin Healy, the captain, Frank Smith, and Adam Landsberg.
Vomero out left. Herman to the right. Holliday in the backfield. Sulazitsky in the slot. Handoff to Holliday. He squirms ahead, picks up about 2 yards, where he's brought down there by number 58 for the police department.
Daniel Effinger on the stop, bringing up 2nd and 8, Phil. And Phil, the head coach, you got to speak to him before the game. We'll hear his interview a little bit later. John Rosati in his 8th season for FDNY. And for the NYPD, their head coach, Kevin Shanahan, in his 10th season.
Yeah, John basically said they had to do everything they did 3 weeks ago, only better, in order to win. That was his basic sense of things going into tonight's game. All right. Pick it up, 2nd and 8 for the fire department. Vomero out left, Herman right. Holiday in the slot with Sulazitsky up close in the backfield. Holiday in motion. Handoff. And picked up about 3 on the play.
That was John Moody who took the handoff for the fire department.
Now that's interesting because you have some injuries in the secondary. He's a secondary player and he's playing on offense. That's a little peculiar.
And Ulrich Blaze made the tackle for the NYPD.
Well, there's a lot of injuries. We're going to see some guys playing out of place and maybe on both sides tonight. We'll have to see as the game develops. That brings up a 3rd down and looks to be about 5 for a 1st down. Let's see what they do here. They are into NYPD territory and not too far from the red zone. Again, they're going to go out with Vomero out to the left, Herman and Lamachi are right, Holiday in the backfield, and Ortega in the slot. Galante calls it out. Might have a free play here. Galante throws. Had his man, but the ball was short. Intended for Herman. Let's see what the penalty is. Pretty sure it's offsides on the police department.
Folks, 10:43 to go in this first quarter. That was a 3rd and 5. Phil, I mean, you've seen it already. Galante has embraced this role right now. He's done an excellent job moving his team down the field. A big throw. I believe that was Vomero on the sideline who caught that.
No, they didn't give him the catch. He didn't make the catch. They're giving him a penalty here.
Pass interference on Healy.
I think it was procedure. I think it was offsides. It was a 5-yard penalty. So we're 1st and 10. Okay. 5-yard penalty, 1st and 10, and fire department on the move. And you're right, Tom. The kid is unflappable, and it's a derogatory term these days to say game manager, but he's really managed the game 3 weeks ago, and the opening here tonight, he's doing just as well. Cool customer. Looks right, has his man, it's Ortega. Ortega turns upfield, dodges one man, and got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
It's a good open field tackle there by Pete Lazar going out there in the open field. If he doesn't make that tackle, Ortega has a lot of room to run. And, Phil, he's an underrated guy, a slot guy who's small, he's quick, and he's quick with his feet. And the theme 3 weeks ago, Phil, the power against the speed of this spread offense by the FDNY.
Yep, and so far the FDNY is making it work for them. Yeah. At this point, we might see them start to work Holiday into the game plan here early.
Yeah.
Because he was basically kept out of the game probably until late in the 3rd quarter last time. So let's see what they do. Trips right. Vomero on the left by himself. Holiday in the backfield. Galante looks. He throws left on the sideline. He has Vomero. He goes up for it. He came down with it, but out of bounds.
Excellent coverage by Landsberg. And Ingram back there, too. Good job, though, by Galante, taking a risk in the end zone. He's not afraid.
Not at all. And you know what? Vomero is a good guy to throw it up to because he comes down with it a lot of the times, as he did there, but unfortunately the defender was able to ride him out of bounds.
Yep.
Big 3rd down. 3rd and about, looks like 2, or a long 1. And let's see how they go about it here. Very methodical drive, Tom. Nice way to start the game for the fire department. Nothing too fancy. Vomero out left with Imparata. Herman on the right. The tight end in the slot and Holiday in the backfield.
Give a timeout. Delay a game.
Oh.
5 yards on the fire department.
That'll
hurts. Make it 3rd and 16.
They didn't need that. Oh, I was wrong, Tom. I was looking at the – is it 3rd and 16?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 3rd and 1. I had the wrong spot. All right, that makes it more difficult. Okay, yeah. Looks like 3rd and about 16. Looks like Ortega came in. They changed it up a little bit. On the left now, Ortega, Romero, and Herman. Lamacchia on the right. Sulazitsky in the backfield. Galante looks. He has time. Moves to his right. Throws. And lucky that wasn't intercepted. Might have interference here. Lamacchia was complaining.
And it looks like Nikita Fitzgerald was back there, who might be the guilty party.
And let's see. We saw a flag, and the fire department's indicating it is against the police department. That'll be a 5-yard variety, so that's not going to help them on the first down.
Well, they moved it up pretty far. That won't guarantee them a first down.
Oh, it is a first down. Okay, so that's an automatic first down on the holding. My
Scoreboard will soon say 1st and 10.
.28, Edison Gabor in the backfield. Galante keeps it himself. A little bit of room around the right side. Might have got a yard.
Good job by the NYPD stuffing him outside. Not much room when you got to run east to west against this very athletic and big defense of the police department. In this 4-2-5 they like to run. 5 guys in that secondary. Mark Ricketts, kind of like that hybrid linebacker, safety type of player who can stop the run and he can defend the pass as well.
Yeah, and look at Pete Lazar there on the left side of the PD line. My goodness, what a big man.
6'2", 315.
Okay. Fire department with Gabor in the backfield again. 2 in the slot. Hands it off to Gabor. Playing out of position this evening, and he squirts ahead. Looked like he picked up about 3 on the second down carry.
Good job by the NYPD. Ulrich Blaze again on the stop. He has been busy early on. And the fire department, although they've had some plays that haven't resulted in many yards, they're doing something very important. They're keeping the NYPD and their offense off the field. They've eaten up almost 7 minutes of clock already in this first quarter.
This is the perfect opening sequence for the FDNY offense, and they're trying to continue it. Twins on each side, Holiday in the backfield. Galante with time, throws! He was looking for Herman, but it was too high. Incomplete.
And there was pressure coming from number 93, Brandon Ravello. Small guy at 5'7", 225, but he's a sergeant. He came in rushing, and with 8:05 to go in the first, sets up 4th and 7 as this drive stalls after about 10, 11 plays, Phil.
Yeah, and they're going to take the 3 points. They're going to play conservative here, no question about it. Let's see who's going to do the kicking here. It's number 88 for the fire department. The kick is up, and it is no good. Wide to the left.
Joe Meager.
Joe Marr, actually, was the
Yep.
kicker, and Joe misses it. So after a 7 minutes plus drive, the fire department comes up empty-handed, and that has to be disappointing. But nonetheless, they did give that all-important rest to the defense, but the police department will take over there. 1st and 10 at about the 14-yard line.
It was an 8-play drive that only logged about 40 yards. And while we have a moment, we'd like to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by AccuHealth Group, the official sponsor of New York's finest and New York's bravest football.
And we'll change that, Tom. 1st and 10 about the 20. And the PD will start things out there.
Tyler Ryan in a shotgun set. His running back, Brandon Gonzalez, number 24. He had a touchdown 3 weeks ago in the game in Coney Island. He takes the handoff, looking for some daylight on the left side. Gets tripped up at around the 23, maybe 23 and a half.
Yeah, it looks like he got to the 25. 5 yards on the first down play.
Generous spot. They'll give him 5 yards. And the NYPD backs and receivers, as we mentioned, Brandon Gonzalez, Nico Ramirez, kind of like a scat back, number 22. The receivers are J.P. Donato and Frank D'Elia. In the slot, it's Nick Pastore. The offensive line left to right, Mo Vogel, Ken McNair, Matt Zakian, Shane Jacobs, and Ben Edel. Big guys, Phil. And there is a penalty flag before the snap.
Might have delay on the PD. No, full
False
start
start
on the PD. All right, I'll take them 5 yards further back. Replay the down, 2nd and 10.
That'll bring 2nd and 10. Tyler Ryan had a very inconsistent game last time out, a fifth-year product of Ward Melville High School in Long Island. And he was very inconsistent. 1 touchdown, 1 interception in that game. He's a big build, 6'5", so he has a good arm. It's just sometimes, Phil, you saw him overthrowing receivers in his last game. A 4-receiver set for Ryan, trips to his right, 1 receiver to his left, wide, that's Donato. Gonzalez takes the handoff. He is stuffed right there.
Put down by number 33 for the fire department, Richie Richards, who had a big game 3 weeks ago. And getting back to your point, Tom, yes, Ryan was inconsistent 3 weeks ago, but then again, we both agreed they were asking him to do something he wasn't really suited to do, which was win a game through the air. So essentially this week we're going to see if they get back to the ground.
That'll set up 3rd and 9 for the NYPD, a huge offensive line. The average weight on their line is actually 302 pounds.
Wow.
Trips to the left, Pastore wide right, Gonzalez in the backfield with Ryan, has time, moves in the pocket. He's going to take it himself and fall down, and he is stopped by number 95, Denzel Wilson.
Yeah, it looked like that looked like a coverage sack on that one, Tom. He was looking downfield for quite a while. Nothing came loose, and he decided to just sit down instead.
So a 3 and out for the NYPD. Mike Sheridan will be on to punt. And back to return, Phil.
Romero and LaMachia deep for the fire department.
A couple of the wide receivers, so 2 guys back. Sheridan will punt at his own 20. And the kick, not much hang time. It's fielded by Romero around the 40. So about a 40-yard punt, and he does not get much on the return. And the cops are looking for a flag, but there will be none. And FDNY will take over there.
With good field position at their own 40-yard line. And 3 and out for the PD. So far, so good for the fire department. And another chance to maybe get some points right here.
Phil, we talked about the trenches. The fire department has a much smaller offensive line. The average weight for them is only about 245 pounds. That's a 57-pound differential between them and the police department.
Well, I'll tell you about that after this play, but there is a reason for that. We have a trips package to the right. It's Ortega, Herman, and LaMachia. Romero by himself on the right. That one was bounced to LaMachia short. Looked like a busted play. I think he just wanted to get rid of it to the ground. About your point about the weight, I think I'd mentioned it to you, Tom, and I should tell the audience there is a weight restriction on the fire department, and football does not factor into it. So in order to do that job with that equipment, the men have to be lighter, and that's a challenge they have to overcome today on the football field. They were able to do it 3 weeks ago. Let's see if they can do it again. Once again, LaMachia and Herman out wide to the right. Ortega and Romero to the left. Holiday in the backfield. Galante takes it, looks upfield, moving to his right, throws. He had Ortega for a moment, but it was broken up. Broken up by number 38 for the police department.
Good job there by James Ingram on the coverage.
5:29 to go in the quarter. FDNY doing just what they want to do. But this is a 3rd and 10 play.
Should be interesting to see, Phil, how this unfolds, because the NYPD, you brought up, no Dave Lawrence. He got hurt last game. So the fire department, their speedy receivers, trying to test out guys like Frank Smith, Adam Landsberg, James Ingram, those guys, see if they can convert on this 3rd and long.
And he's their only injury for the PD, so that I'm sure they're glad about that. Trips to the right, Romero by himself on the left, Sulazitsky in the backfield. Galante has it, and once again has plenty of time. Throws, has his man, it's LaMachia. Tucks it safely away and has it secure at the NYPD 46-yard line and a first down.
That's a gain of 14 on that 3rd down play. Good enough for the first down. And the NYPD defensively struggling here early on. The fire department able to move the football. Offense looked kind of cold and stagnant for the police department. on their first drive. So,
well, as I said 3 weeks ago, Tom, rest assured, whatever's happening now means nothing, because at the end of the game we're going to be locked in a dogfight, and it's going to come down to 1 or 2 plays. Looks like delay a game against the fire department. No, illegal substitution. Correction. Apparently they made a late switch. That was not allowed. That'll take them 5 yards further back, make it a 1st and 15 at midfield.
a lot of penalties so far.
Well, it's getting the bugs out here,
Yep.
Tom. And the fire department will take it from there, 1st and 15. Herman out wide to the right. Imparata and Vermeero to the left. Pitch out. Holiday looking for room on the right side. Didn't see much of it. Maybe picked up a yard.
Good job again by the police department closing in. That was James Ingram in there on the stop, along with Louis Basabe and Mark Ricketts. But Phil, Stephen Holiday, he had a couple of good runs last game, but the NYPD, they're much bigger on that defensive line. Like you brought up, Lazar, Canizzo, they know how to stuff that run.
Yep, but I am noticing the fire department is trying to run the ball early here, trying to establish something. There must be something they saw on the film last time, because we didn't see much running until the 3rd quarter from them. Once again, trips to the right. Vermeero by himself on the left. Tight end in the slot and Holiday in the backfield. Has it, throws, and very nearly intercepted. He was looking for Imparata, number 44 for the police department. Got his hands on it.
Louis Basabe, good recognition. Just needed a little more glue to his gloves there, and he would have reeled that one in.
Brings up a 3rd and 15, 3rd and 14 for the fire department. See what they do here. Minimally, they want to avoid a mistake here and at least shift the field position, try and bury the PD deep.
Phil, I'd say so far the fire department, it seems like they have control of the game, but no points to show after that missed field goal by Marr.
Yeah, it wasn't a gimme for Marr. That was about a 38-yard kick, but let's see what they do here. They have trips to the right, Vermeero on the left, Sulazitsky in the backfield, Galanti looking upfield, still has plenty of time. Throwing, I think he was just looking to get rid of it. Was caught on the sidelines by Lamacchia, but are they giving him the catch? No. That'll bring up a 4th down. That was incomplete to Lamacchia.
So, Phil, you talked about how the fire department needs to attack the NYPD defense with their speed before we went live on the broadcast. Lamacchia, Herman, Vermeero, Ortega. But we've seen a good mix of runs so far to keep NYPD true and on their feet defensively.
Yep, but as you said with the points, you can do all those things, and it's great. Ooh, nice scoop up by the punter. Good job to get that one away. And it takes a very nice fire department roll down by Imparata at the 5-yard line. So that worked out well. But back to your point, those things are all great, but if you don't come away at points, no good.
It's going to be a roughing the kicker on Nikita Fitzgerald here as Davin booted that punt.
Whoa, that's huge, Tom.
Yeah.
Roughing the kicker will
15.
bring the FDNY offense back on the field and accomplish 2 things here. Give their defense some more rest and give them another shot at points from midfield.
It's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Phil, you brought up Davin before the game. Do we see him today?
It's impossible to say. Right now, the way Galanti's playing, I would say no. But if Galanti doesn't get any points or gets hurt, then you will see him. Either way, it's great to have the best quarterback in league history as your backup. And it looks like a penalty here. Do you know what the call was, Tom?
Well, we'll wait and see what it looks like. The NYPD offense is heading onto the field.
Wait a second.
A little confusing.
Unless it was running into the kicker. The public address man said, all right, I see what happened.
Yeah.
They called running into the kicker. It was a
5 yards.
Yeah. Okay, so they gave him the penalty and the spot. Okay. That clears that up.
So starting for the fire department defensively on that line, number 15, Thomas Fernan, Denzel Wilson, the nose guard, and Travis Pope, the other lineman. Ryan, the snap to Gonzalez, a draw up the gut, gets maybe a yard, and he's swamped there. by Ferdny and Pope.
Yep, swallowed up. Didn't look like he had much going in terms of acceleration coming into the line.
Yeah.
And nice tackle there. Looks like they stopped him for a 2-yard loss.
The FDNY linebackers, Kevin Allure, Richie Richards, and the captain, Sam Murray, and, of course, one of the reserve linebackers, we'll mention him, Captain Rob Hoey, 46 years old. Ryan, another snap to Gonzalez on 2nd and 8, and he is swallowed up at about the 13-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Yep, brought down right there by big Denzel Wilson, 6'3", 250-pounder out of engine 249.
Clock ticking, 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score between the NYPD, FDNY here in the 2019 Npsfl championship game. It's New York's finest and New York's bravest here on Pug Life Chronicles. 3rd and 5 from the 14-yard line. The FDNY secondary, Edison Gibor, starting, had the game-winning interception at the Fun City Bowl. Frank Vozos, John Moody, Christian Malera, and John Ring, number 5. Shotgun set.
Might be offsides on the fire department or a false start. Number 15 for the fire department was over the line, but I don't know if he was drawn.
Shane Jacobs pointing that it's against the fire department. Let's see. Looks like it's against FDNY. Let's see.
Tom Fernan was definitely over the line, but let's see what happened.
Both teams pointing at each other, so take your guess. Offsides it is, so that'll be a first down for NYPD.
Yep, or just about a first down. I think it makes it about a third and about a half a yard.
Yeah. They'll place it down at the 19, so 3rd and inches. Shotgun set again. Gonzalez in the backfield. Twins to each side. Ramirez in the slot. They give it to Gonzalez, and he is going to be stopped short, brought down by the fire department. That looks like number 15 was in there.
Travis Pope, number 3, plugged up the play, and then number 15.
Fernan cleaned it up.
Fernan cleaned it up very nicely.
We have a
stoppage
of play.
I don't know if they're going to measure, maybe.
An official's timeout has been called at 1:36 remaining in the first quarter. No score in the 2019 National Public Safety Football League Championship game between New York's finest and New York's bravest. Tom Scavetta, Phil Tefano bringing you the coverage here tonight. And so far, Phil, it's been a very nice game. Picking up right where the two teams left off 3 weeks ago out in Brooklyn.
Pretty much so. You know, we're in the feeling out process. They're going to give them the first down. I thought they stopped them. We're in the feeling out process here, but you can see both teams are just trying to get their sea legs underneath them and see what it is they can do well tonight.
Yeah. Ryan had a very peculiar game passing back on June 1st. Very inconsistent accuracy, so we would expect to see a little more of Gonzalez and Ramirez today between the tackles. Power football, the key to success for NYPD.
Without question, although I would say, I've just watched these first few plays, Gonzalez does not look to be hitting the line quickly. It's just an observation.
And the snap is muffed, and it's scooped up.
By Gonzalez, heads up play.
And he is thrown down by Wilson and Fernan. So that'll bring up second and 10.
Heads up play by Gonzalez because the ball was fumbled by the quarterback, and
the snap was muffed.
Yeah, took a straight up bounce too. If a defender was coming through, they might have picked it up and took it right in.
Yeah.
All right, second and about 9.
It'll be 2nd and 9. Trips to the left. Ramirez, Kai Bowen in the game in the slot for NYPD. The snap taken Ryan. He runs left. He throws. And he finds his man. That's J.P. Donato, who's still going. He's across midfield. Thrown down at the 45-yard line by Frank Vozos.
Yep, and that was right there. That was a busted coverage. Somebody missed their man there, and he was able to catch a nice catch and run into fire department territory. Sets the PD up at the FD 43-yard line.
Gain of 40.
Wow.
Well, we want to say up 36.
Close enough, Tom.
Going back a couple yards. Nevertheless, it'll be a first down. So far, it's the biggest play the PD offense has had. Signs of life here. Gonzalez takes the handoff in the shotgun set. He will pummel his way forward to about the 39.
About the
41.
42,
41.
You can see they're committed to running the ball to Gonzalez. So far, not too effective, but each time they do it, they're softening up the fire department line with those big bodies up front. So let's see if it pays dividends later. Timeout on the field.
That will do it for the first quarter. No score here at Mitchell Athletic Complex here in Uniondale, New York. We're going to step aside for a quick break. You are watching the 2019 Npsfl Championship here on Pug Life Chronicles.
Want to sell your house fast and easy?
My name is Ilya Kosilov.
And we buy houses nationally, in any condition, in any situation. With my company,
Finest Home Buyers.
call us today to get your fast cash offer within 24 hours.
Welcome back to Uniondale, New York, here on the campus of Nassau Community College at the Mitchell Athletic Complex Field. Tom Scavetta joined alongside Phil Tefano. Second quarter just about to get underway. No score between New York's Finest and New York's Bravest. The winner tonight will be crowned the 2019 Npsfl champions. NYPD with the ball to start the second quarter at about the FDNY 42-yard line.
And if you take a look at the play, the FDNY crowd in the box here with the linebackers.
Shotgun set. Ryan play action. Throws caught by Pastore across the 30. He's downed at the 20 by Edison Gibor.
Looks like they've found something here, Tom, with these sideline passes. And let's get back to the fact that the FDNY is missing their two starting cornerbacks tonight. Both of them out are Anthony Phipps and Tim Dollison. So we have our backups who are, we're told, are very capable, but the NYPD seem to be taking advantage of them right now.
As, let's see, stoppage of play. As that throw, Phil, was a 23-yard pass play to Pastore.
Yes, right behind a 36-yard pass play to get them out into this field position. And you could see the FDNY still in that 3-4-4 set with just three down linemen. But I've noticed now they are bringing up linebackers into the box, so obviously they've picked up on the running game of the NYPD and what they're trying to do here.
It seems like you've seen a light switch flicked off for the NYPD. Takes them 2 plays to get well over 50 yards, and they struggled moving the ball in the first quarter. In fact, they struggled moving the ball all of the last game.
Yeah, they got their yards in big bites when they were able to complete big passes. We said the run game was almost non-existent, and the inconsistency of the PD quarterback was palpable that last game. He's a lot better tonight with the accuracy, I've noticed. He's completed most of his passes, and they are mixing the run in. So we'll see if this little plan works a little bit better than 3 weeks ago.
Now, this is the first time these two teams have ever played against each other in the national championship game, but these two foes are very familiar.
Yeah, it's the same game every year. It's just a matter of a few plays.
Off the Fun City Bowl. Shotgun set for Ryan. Twins to each side. He takes the snap, throws, finds Ramirez. It's Carter around the 21. He sheds one tackle across the 10, across the 5, and he is tackled out of bounds by Richie Richards, who lost his helmet. A gain of about, let's see, they're going to give him about 15 yards.
And that puts them at the 4-yard line, 1st and 10.
Be first and goal.
First and goal.
From the 4. And do we have a timeout?
I believe we do.
Fire department timeout.
And there you have it, Tom. Power football by the NYPD. They're not doing anything fancy.
So the fire department just took their first timeout. They have 2 remaining in the half. Just 30 seconds into the second quarter.
Now, Tom, I don't know. I just made this observation. That was a quick little screen pass to Gonzalez. Didn't look like much of anything, but you're putting him out into space there, and you saw what he was able to do once he was in space. Now, we said he wasn't approaching the line too quickly on the run plays into the line, but out into space, he was able to bust through and get well into the secondary.
Now, Phil, while we have a moment, Dollison and Gibor are both out today. Edison Gibor had an interception that ended the 2019 Fun City Bowl. That was the only turnover of that game. Now starting at corner, Phil, you have a couple of new faces. You have Christian Malera, and Vozos and Moody back there as well. Gibor is playing, I meant Phipps is out.
Right.
Phipps is out, one of the reserves. But Dollison is out, and Dollison got hurt in that game. There's about almost a 20-minute stoppage of actual time. But anyway, first and goal from the 4. Twinge to each side for Ryan in the shotgun set. He hands off to Gonzalez, swarms immediately by number 74. That is Christopher Spagnola eating him up.
Spagnola's been a big presence in the middle for the fire department for a long time. Played a very good game 3 weeks ago. Nice tackle, and 6'3", 285 Spagnola. Works in hazmat ops. Big man.
You were looking for Denzel Wilson before the game. Spagnola's actually bigger than him.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I was actually looking to apologize to Denzel Wilson. I'll tell you in a minute about that.
Second and 5 from the 5. Split eye formation. The handoff to Gonzalez. He gets across the 5 to about the 4 for a gain of 1.
Big tackle there by Travis Pope. Looked like he had some momentum going into the line. Pope was able to get him around the ankles, get him down. Yeah, I was looking for Denzel earlier because last week I said he committed a stupid penalty and it ended up the ref picking up the flag. So I wanted to tell him I was sorry about that. But anyway, here we go. Back to important stuff.
Third and goal from the 4.
Fire department stacked into line. Got everybody
High formation,
up front.
play action throws, back corner of the end zone, incomplete, defended well by Vozos on D'Elia.
Little incidental contact there before the catch, but he was looking back, Vozos, and I think the referee gave him the benefit of the doubt. He was looking at the play.
I'd say so. That'll set up 4th and goal, and on comes the kicking team, Mike Sheridan. Sheridan had a pair of field goals in the Fun City Bowl. Now, Phil, NYPD had 21 points. Usually 21 points results in 3 touchdowns, but no. 2 touchdowns. One of them resulted in a 2-point conversion instead of an extra point, and then you had the 2 field goals by Sheridan.
Yep, and it almost – we'll pick it up in a second here. Let's see what they do with the PAT.
One will be about 21 yards, if that, and he slices it through. The first points of the game. 3-0 NYPD over FDNY in the 2019 Npsfl championship game.
Yep, and that's first blood. But here we are with 13:04 to go. Those are the first points.
Yep.
And the NYPD offense really has not been on the field that long. So I would say the fire department's happy to hold them to 3, get back out there and see if they can get some points.
So a Mike Sheridan field goal. Also the punter. And Leander Young will kick off for NYPD. Now, Phil, before the FDNY takes the field, we talked about their speed, but up front in the trenches for them, they are also relatively small. In fact, the NYPD defensive line outweighs FDNY offensively by almost 30 pounds on average.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the weight restrictions, but the fire department, to their credit, never uses that as an excuse.
Of course.
And here we go.
So Leander Young looks ready, and so are we. And the kickoff is a short pooch kick. Brad D'Aloiso type. Fielded at the 29.
Picked up by Dollison.
He is tackled at about the 34 on the return.
Wait a minute.
Penalty.
I have Dollison out on the sheet here.
Wearing number 8. Must
number
be
8
double.
is out there. Well, we'll try to get some information on that. I had Dollison listed as out for this game, but number 8 is out there.
Only thing I would say, that could be Kenneth DeForest, maybe. Maybe his uniform is a little smudged up. That would be number 6. But that looks like an 8 to me from here, Phil. You sound correct.
Well, we'll find out more about that.
There's a penalty on the kickoff, holding. It'll back him up.
Yep.
Very interesting to see a high little squib kick to make FDNY come up and field it. Maybe a little trick up PD sleeve, but the fire department countered very nicely there.
Yeah. Maybe see if they catch a guy getting a little nervous hearing footsteps, create a turnover. But in any event, Twins to the right, Single receiver left, Holiday in the backfield. Galante calling out the signals, gives it to Holiday. Holiday has a little bit of room up the middle. Takes the ball up the gut for about 4, maybe 5. Ulrich Blaze made the tackle, number 45 for the PD.
It looks like they're going to give him about 5.5 maybe. That was probably one of their best runs so far.
So far, yeah, but I don't think they're really looking to run the ball, particularly to gain yardage now. I think it's looking to set up other things later on. Holiday didn't get involved in the game till late last week, and they seem to be using him a lot more now. He's the single, actually it's Sulizits. No, that is Holiday in the backfield now. Twins to the right. Pitch out to Holiday, going around the end. Correction, that was Edison Gabor. I don't know what he is doing on offense. I guess these injuries have shuffled people all over the place.
Just a little bit. No gain. That was Louis Basabe, the captain of the NYPD defense, along with Kevin Healy.
Tom, early yet, but I would say this is a big 3rd and 5 because the FDNY has to make a statement here that they're here to play offense too. So far, they've kind of stalled after a couple of good drives. Trips right, single receiver left, single back in the backfield with Galante. Back to pass, looks right, throws right, has his man. It's Ortega out of bounds. He got the first down. Mark it at about the 42, correction, at the PD 37-yard line, FD 37-yard line.
Now, that play doesn't look like much, but it gets the first down, and Galante does a good job analyzing the field. Sees the NYPD's playing soft drop-back zone coverage and attacks it very nicely there to find Ortega on a nice little out route for that first down.
Just taking what they give you and managing the game and keeping them on the field. So let's see if we can keep it going here. Single receiver to the left, 2 on the right, 1 in the slot, Holiday in the backfield. Handoff to, correction, that is Sulizitsky. Sulizitsky with the carry. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Stopped again by Blaze.
Yeah. Looks like he might have lost a yard. Let's bring up a 2nd and 11.
Selazitsky, he doesn't look big on the field, but he plays big. 5'8", 205 build as he'll check out here on 2nd and 9 from the 38.
Yeah, he's not too tall, but he's just a hydrant.
Over 10 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Okay. Lamachi to the right, Trips left. And in the backfield is Gabor. Galante runs it up the middle, keeps it, and slides to protect himself about 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
It's a gain of 7.
And an interesting down and distance here, 3rd and about 3. From their own 46-yard line. 9:37 to go here in the second quarter. NYPD 3, FDNY nothing here. Second quarter of this national championship game with the FDNY facing 3rd and about 3 from their own 44-yard line. They'll have twins to the right, twins to the left. And Holiday in the back. Oh, correction, that's Gabor in the backfield. Throws it out to Ortega, but it was just in front of the marker. I don't think he picked up the first down.
Landsberg was closing in quick. He might have gained the yard, setting up 4th and 2, and the punt team will come out.
Yeah, they're looking to shift the field position here, and again, get them off the field as quickly as they can. But at some point, they're going to have to get some points. You can't win without scoring, and so far they haven't.
Davin on to punt, back to return Frank Smith, number 13.
See if Davin could give him a field position shift here. Good snap. Davin gets it away. It's a high kick. And a good kick, too. Goes out of bounds at about the referee is going to mark it at about. He's still walking. 23-yard line. The police department will take over there.
32-yard punt there for Davin. No return. And the NYPD will come out again up 3-0 here the 2019 Npsfl National Championship game featuring New York's finest and New York's bravest round 2. So they clash again. And these two teams usually have to wait a year to get back at each other. And a quick 3-week turnaround, and we haven't seen much change here on the field thus far.
Yeah, I think this game kind of unfolds the same way every year. It's a long match, and you have to fight for 60 minutes, and so far we're at a kind of a
shotgun
stalemate.
Set, the handoff there to number 19, Frank Mataloni. Mataloni will get across the 25 to about the 26-yard line, stopped by Richie Richards of the fire department. It'll set up about 2nd and 7. John Ring in there as well. 8 minutes to go in this second quarter. Again, a very low-scoring first half.
It was, but then again, it was only 7-0 at about this juncture 3 weeks ago.
4 receivers, trips to the left, a screen pass to Donato, and that was nicely tipped by Vozos. Was that a backwards pass? No, it was not. The official rules it incomplete.
Vozos jumped that route and very nearly had an interception that he could have took for 6. He anticipated that play. He saw it, jumped the route, had his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to the ball.
It's going to set up 3rd and 7 for the NYPD. And Tyler Ryan, so far, you haven't seen many inaccurate throws this game. They've utilized a little bit more play action, and they have not been playing one-dimensional like they were at certain points 3 weeks ago. Twins to each side. Ryan takes the shotgun snap. He's going to throw it deep. He's looking for D'Elia, and he's unable to make the catch. Nice coverage by John Ring.
Almost could have had an offensive interference call there, as the police department receiver yoked the fire department defender right around the neck, but no flag.
Looked like D'Elia was playing defense there, the offensive player.
Yeah.
We'll set up 4th and 7 with 7:38 to go in the second quarter. Reminder, you are watching tonight on Pug Life Chronicles. Tom Scavetta joined alongside Phil Tefano. Round 2 between New York's finest and New York's bravest. Sheridan to punt. This is going to be a wobbly kick, bouncing around midfield. It'll take an NYPD bounce, and it is picked up by Lamacchia.
That was very foolish by Lamacchia. He should have left that ball alone.
And he is thrown to the ground by number 41, Mike Russo. And that kick from the 26 logged about 30, 32, 33 yards.
Yeah, and another key 3 and out, Tom.
Yeah.
Got him right off the field again. So they've accomplished what they wanted to accomplish that way on defense, keeping them off the field. But offense, they have a goose egg right now.
Field position game for sure.
7:26 to go. 1st and 10 with pretty good field position here. Let's see if Galante's able to turn this into points. We have twins to the right in the form of Imperator and Herman. Vomero by himself on the left, fake handoff to Holiday, throws to the middle. Pass is complete to the big tight end, number 83, Mike Moran. And that'll move the chains and take the fire department into NYPD territory, marking the ball at about the 44-yard line of the NYPD.
Good throw by Galante again.
And again, Tom, he has time. He's really not being pressured, which continues to surprise me. Vomero by himself on the left. Tight end Moran in the slot. Holiday in the backfield with Imperator and Herman on the right. Bad snap. Holiday just jumps on it, but I think we might have a dead ball here. Might have been a whistle before the snap. I'm not sure. Looks like there was.
False start on the fire department.
And that'll take them 5 yards further back. Make it 1st and 15.
Not where you want there, because right now you have the field position edge. You don't want to lose yards due to penalties.
Now, if you notice, that's about the 3rd time that's happened, where they've had a false start or something like that on a 1st down, and you can largely write that off to the fact that they didn't practice at all for a week and a half.
Yeah.
To let the team rest. but they will get it sorted out, I'm sure. Gabor now in the slot as a receiver. And a whistle. Actually, that's number 26. We may have just solved our problem here, Tom. That's Kofi Adusi, not Dollison. Thank you.
The backup running back.
Yeah. Excuse me, Gabor.
Looks like we have a timeout here on the field. While we have a moment, quick reminder, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by AccuHealth Group, the official sponsor of New York's finest and New York's bravest football.
I'd just like to send a shout-out to all of the teams in the National Public Safety Football League, police, fire, corrections department teams, and also EMS players involved. These gentlemen have difficult jobs, and they put it on the line for charity and play football, and I just want to say a big thank you to all of them for all that they do.
Now, so far in this game, Phil, it's been a similar feel to last game, but the NYPD holds a 3-0 lead, and the fire department, they got off to a hot start, though. So right now, they're coming out a little stagnant, unable to put points on the board. And NYPD, they've done a better job changing their game plan, running the football a little bit more. They've mixed and matched, and they've kept FDNY true on defense.
They have, but I will give you my take on things in a minute. Let's get back to this play. Fire department bringing more people up close to the line of scrimmage, I've noticed. And throw to the left, complete. Romero got nothing, might have lost 3.
Yeah, Landsberg, a shoestring tackle there on Vomero.
Yes. To your earlier point, Tom, I would say if the fire department heard they could be down 3-0 with the amount of time they've kept the NYPD off the field at this point, they would have took it. But like you said, they do need to score points, and so far, nothing.
77 and sunny here in Uniondale, New York at the Mitchell Athletic Complex on the campus of Nassau Community College, I should say.
Gorgeous night.
Great night for football toward the middle end of June.
Vomero at the top, on the left by himself, trips right. Sulazitsky in the backfield. A little bit of pressure, and threw it away. Threw it out of bounds. Don't know if he was outside the box there. That might have been grounding.
It was William Pierce III rushing him down, a big 6'2", 300 running at you. Something NYPD lacked three weeks ago. They had no sacks. They had no pass rush in this game. You have big boys up front.
Yeah,
and the flag was just thrown. Grounding. Good job by PD rushing Galanti.
Yeah, they got a little bit of pressure on him there, and he threw it away smartly, but the problem was there was no receiver in the area. He got called for grounding because he was between the hashes. And you lose the down there, so that's a double kick in the chops.
Yeah.
Well, they managed to turn beautiful field position into rotten field position and get themselves in a fine mess here.
Be 3rd and 20.
I think it looks like 3rd and a hell of a lot more than that.
Big play.
Yeah. I don't think you'll see much here.
Try to get some field position back.
Yeah. In any event, Galanti, pressure coming, but he throws it deep, looking for somebody. Closest receiver to it was Vomero. Ortega behind him, but nobody was going to catch that one, and that brings up a 4th down, and Davin will kick it away.
James Ingram went chasing after that, as Davin will come out to punt, and then Frank Smith will be back to return with 5:13 to go in this first half. Tom Scavetta, Phil Tafano here, bringing you all the coverage tonight of the 2019 National Public Safety Football League Championship game on Pug Life Chronicles.
They're going to need a good kick from Davin here.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly with 5:12 left to go. They don't want to give up any more points. They'll be happy to go in 3-0 and talk about it. Kick from Davin is a high one. And let's see if they get a nice bounce. They do, but it's picked up. Might have an illegal man downfield.
A 46-yard punt.
Yeah. I can't imagine what the call might be other than illegal man downfield. Ball bounced, he picked it up, he ran with it. I didn't see anyone make contact with any of the
Coach Shanahan does not look happy on the NYPD sideline right now.
I don't know what it could have been. Unless he signaled fair catch. That might have been what happened.
So then the ball would be dead exactly where he fields that punt.
Yes. He must have signaled fair catch or made a gesture that made the referee think he signaled fair catch.
So NYPD will take over at the 20, Phil.
Yep, 1st and 10 right there with 5:01 to go. I'm sure they'd love to tack another few points on and even a touchdown here.
So Ryan has trips to his left. Ramirez, D'Elia, and Donato. Pastore wide right. Hands it off to Gonzalez. He powers his way to about the 25 for a gain of 5.
Brought down by the veteran Rob Hoey, looking for one more before he hangs up his cleats after tonight's game. One more championship.
2nd down and 5 for NYPD. Rob Hoey, a good story, Phil. You've talked about him. You played with him at the beginning of his career, no?
Actually, no. Rob worked under me. Yeah. Rob worked under me in Ladder 143 where I was a lieutenant, and I played one game, a comeback game, and I got to suit up with him because they were short players.
2nd and 5 from the 25. 4:24 to go in this first half. The fake jet sweep to Ramirez. Gonzalez takes it. He does a nice job navigating through a couple of tacklers and gains about 10.
And got the first down, too.
Good job by Ken McNair and Mo Vogel on that left side, creating up some space.
Yeah, and there you saw Hernandez getting into a little bit of space here,
Yeah.
which means maybe the big boys up front are starting to open up those holes.
Shotgun set, twins to each side. Ramirez and Donato to the left. Pastore, D'Elia to the right. And the handoff there by the NYPD. It might have been Mike Russo. Let's see. Travis Pope on the stop. There's a flag.
I don't know what the call could have been there. Looked like a pretty basic run play. You don't see holding usually.
Matt Aloney, number 19,
Yeah.
getting that carry.
We'll find out, won't we? Kind of a choppy first half. Nobody really seems to have gotten in a rhythm of any kind. Personal foul. Wow. If there's nothing else, you got to keep your head in a game like this, Tom.
It'll be 15 yards, and that will put the ball in FDNY territory at their 47-yard line. 3:44 to go in this first half. NYPD leads 3-0. With all the marbles on the line, the national championship.
And they've crossed into fire department territory here with a first
Ryan
down.
will actually go under center here, and he'll hand off. That's Dwayne Harper, who has a nice carry and pushing some defenders with him. Still going, getting pushed, and he got pushed about 10 yards after he was diagnosed. What a run, let me tell you. A gain of about 17 yards.
And he was pushed down the field by those big linemen, among them number 60, Ken McNair, who just kind of shoved him along, rugby style, and that's what they could do with those big linemen, and they don't have to do that much more. We do have an injury on the field as a fire department player down. And we'll try to get you a number and a name.
That's big because the FDNY already banged up defensively.
Yeah, but you're starting to see it take shape here, Tom. You're starting to see what the NYPD is capable of doing if they settle down and just go to work with runs and short passes that basically are runs to exploit their size advantage.
Yeah. The FDNY is already down Phipps and Dollison in the secondary, so let's see who this is here. We have a little stoppage of play.
That's Rob Hoey again. Got hurt last week, got up. Same thing this week. All right, he got that out of the way. Staff will take him off, take a look at him.
Rob Hoey gets off the field.
And let's see, we have about 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Big opportunity for the PD here if they could take advantage of it.
Checking into the game for FDNY, number 97, Kevin Brockmeyer on that defensive line. Ryan looks like he will go under center again here. Split eye formation.
Crowding the box. Fire department
hand off to
anticipating
Harper.
a run.
Cross to the 30. Cross to 25. Gets dragged down at the 20 by Moody. A gain of 13.
Tom, this is interesting. If you notice, the FDNY is crowding the box, yet the PD is opening up the holes, and they are going through and to the secondary. They're getting to the second level.
So a 13-yard run by Harper, and the NYPD has a luxury of using about 4 to 5 backs. Another I formation here. Harper gets about 5 more. Clock running, under 3 minutes to go in the half, and NYPD beginning to use their power game. You see Mike Russo, the fullback, number 41, inserted into the game.
Wouldn't it be a bad time for the NY to take a timeout here, Tom? They seem to be reeling. They seem to not have an answer for these run plays. Might be a good time to just break the momentum here with a timeout after this play.
They have 1 left. 3 receivers in the game. D'Elia Donato to Ryan's left, and he'll hand off to Harper again. Why not? Crosses the 10 inside to about the 7. Possibly the 6. They're going to mark him down at the 7. A gain of 7 and a first down.
This is what we said they can do, and right now they're doing it, which is just chunks of yardage, 5-6 yard clips every single time.
They're running right behind those two, Ken McNair and Matt Zakian.
Hey, that's a convoy. If you get those guys moving in a north-south direction and get behind them, you're going to have a lot of success. And the crowd starts to wake up, yelling defense for the fire department, and looks like a timeout.
As you alluded to, you see a couple of the assistants out there for FDNY on defense trying to get their guys.
And they did as I suggested and took a timeout, which that was smart.
2:02 to go.
This is big. They hold them to 3 here. They really, really dodge a bullet. They let them put up 7 here. You're kind of in a hole at 10-0 at the half.
Right, with 2:02 to go in the second quarter. You're down 3-0. You're on your heels now defensively. What would you say is the key for the FDNY?
FDNY's got to take one shot and guess right here. If they crowd the box to stop the run, they have to guess right and not get caught on a little loop pass to the end zone. If they want to send everybody after the quarterback and anticipate a pass, they better be right. Otherwise, they're going to pay that way too. So basically, just looking to stop them here.
Hold them to 3.
And hold them to a field goal. Yeah. But you have to guess right because you could see what they're doing here. They're really, really starting to move north-south with the big linemen.
Yeah, well, they just took D'Elia out of the game, so. Or no, he put some sleeves on. He's in there in the slot.
Okay.
On the right side. Strong I formation. Harper in the backfield. He gets the handoff, and he is tackled at about the 6, penalty flag flying. Might be a hold against the police department. Kevin Allure there on the stop.
If it is a hold, that's gigantic. Let's see what it is.
Clock stops at 1:50. That's a hold. That's huge.
But he's facing the goal line with the ball. I wonder if it's on the fire department.
Maybe half the distance to the goal penalty here. Let's see.
Yeah, looks like it
is.
is.
Wait the call.
It's an automatic first down. That hurts the fire department. And it looks like it is.
No, according to the scoreboard, 2nd and 3 from second and goal from the 3.
Stick say first. We'll sort it out after.
That is correct. Harper with the handoff. Did he cross the plane? Let's see.
I don't think so.
He's definitely inside the 1.
Fernan made a big stop there because he was headed right in and managed to get him right around the hips and stop him. So, but they're right there. They are at the goal line basically here, and they don't have to get very far here. 2nd down, they'll have 3 chances to do it if they want to use them.
2nd and goal with the 1, clock running, 1:05 to go now in this first half. Twins to the left, Pastore to the right. Weak eye formation. Russo, the fullback. Harper is the tailback. He crosses the plane in there for a touchdown. And Harper puts NYPD up 9-3 with the extra point pending. 9-0.
Yeah, and Tom, that was textbook. That is what they do best. And you saw them do it for the first time. So we did this game 3 weeks ago. They did not do that, and they did it again. They did not do that, I should say, and they did it now for the first time well, and right down the field they went, and it was bruising.
Sheridan on for the extra point. It is up, and a line drive kick. It is no good. That is huge. So the store
is.
Yeah.
That is. Because everything seemed to be going their way, and that is kind of like an unforced error.
Yeah. So the score stays 9-3. And Phil, simple game plan for NYPD. This is nothing out of the ordinary for them. Just run the ball and tire out that FDNY defense, and they are doing it.
Well,
doing a nice job.
Is it spectacular to watch? No. But
is it effective? Yes.
Very, very effective. And my policy, and most athletes would probably look average, be happy to look average winning, and not be happy looking good losing. So let's see if they stick with this game plan, and see if the fire department has an answer.
Leander Young set to kick off. And it is another short kick fielded at about the 27.
Imperator makes a nice catch and gets a pretty decent return out to about the 36-yard line. Fire department will take over there.
Johan Rodriguez on the special teams tackle for NYPD. Good field position for the fire department and a little time to work with, 47 seconds. Let's see if they try to take a few shots.
I don't see why they wouldn't. From here, if they could complete a mid-range pass, it sets them to maybe get into field goal range. But it's going to start with a mid-range completion. Otherwise, they might just run this half out, go in, and try to regroup. Trips to the right. Lamacchia. Herman. Imperator. Twins left. Galanti back. Steps up. Throws. Has his man. Short completion. It's Lamacchia at about the 38. Might have picked up about 3.
Stopped by Frank Smith in the open field. Clock keeps moving. Under 30 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah. And again, we have trips to the left. Twins to the right. Open backfield. Galanti, plenty of time. Reaches back, throws, just looking for Lamacchia, but no. He was well covered by number 13 for the police department. That's Frank Smith. Had him blanketed back there. Brings up a 3rd down. I don't think they're going to do too much here with 17 seconds left.
Might see a little screen or a draw.
Something conservative, Tom. You're right.
Well, you do see Joe Marr practicing in the net just in case.
Well, they take a mid-range shot and try to kick a long one maybe, but they're just looking to get to the locker room and regroup, I'm pretty sure. We'll find out, won't we? Here we go. Lamacchia in there again. Has he sat down at all? I think he's been there in every play. You have on the left, Vomero, Ortega in the middle, Imperator. Lamacchia and Herman on the right. Empty backfield, snap to Galanti. Steps up under pressure, and he's sacked. Pulled down from behind by number 58 for the police department, Dan Effinger. Nice play by Effinger. Just grabbed the jersey and corralled him.
Kind of just took him down like a pretzel there. Good speed off the edge for NYPD, and that is the first sack of this game. And that will do it for this first half. So at halftime, NYPD leads the FDNY 9-0. Phil, any thoughts here before the teams go to the locker room?
Last week, we went to, 3 weeks ago, we went to the locker room, it was 14-3, fire department. And what did I tell you? That it was far from over, right? We're going to go back. We're going to go back. They're going to go to the locker room. They're going to talk about it. They're going to see what they did wrong, and they're going to make adjustments. The answer is, the question is, does the police department make any changes? And if they're smart, they shouldn't.
No. The game is far from over, though, like you said last week. So really not much of a switch of game plan, but we will see how that all unfolds. At halftime, NYPD leads FDNY 9-0. We'll step aside for a few minutes, and when we return, stay tuned for second half coverage and some head coach interviews here, the 2019 National Public Safety Football League Championship game here on Pug Life Chronicles.
Do you want to sell your house fast and easy?
My name is Ilya Kosilov.
And we buy houses nationally, in any condition, in any situation. With my company,
Finest Home Buyers.
Call us today to get your fast cash offer within 24 hours.
best oxtail in Brooklyn. The chef is producing oxtail goat, cow feet.
For the best oxtail in Brooklyn, chef's choice.
At this time, folks, I got to speak with NYPD head coach Kevin Shanahan earlier to get his insight on today's round 2 matchup. I'm now joined alongside NYPD head coach Kevin Shanahan. Coach, last time out, you guys established a lead in the third quarter following the 2-point conversion, control of the game, and then suddenly it unraveled in the fire department's favor. What's your game plan heading into tonight? What have you discussed with the guys leading up to tonight's game?
We know playing these guys every year in and year out that you need to play a 60-minute game. You need to play hard from start to finish, and you can't take any plays off. You know, all 11 guys on the field need to make plays every single play. One mistake, you know, they'll make you pay, and that's what happens when the tide turns. You know, they're a tough team. You have to play them hard from start to finish. That's the way it goes.
Well said, Coach. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm Tom Scavetta. That was New York's finest head coach Kevin Shanahan.
Want to sell your house fast and easy?
My name is Ilya Kosilov.
And we buy houses nationally, in any condition, in any situation. With my company,
Finest Home Buyers.
call us today to get your fast cash offer within 24 hours.
Now, Phil, you actually had the chance to speak with Bravest head coach John Rosati earlier tonight. Let's take a look and hear his thoughts on tonight's rematch.
Hi, Phil Tefano here, and I've caught up with Coach John Rosati just to get his thoughts before tonight's game. John, didn't think we'd be here 3 weeks later. We thought we had this thing salted away, and turns out league rules and a Charlotte loss to Roanoke. Here we are, the national championship. If you had to say one thing that you have to do tonight to win, what would it be?
We got to be intense. We got to match their intensity. It's no secret that they are the bigger team. We're undersized. So, you know, we have to match their intensity, play mistake-free football, can't turn the ball over, and I think we'll be in this in the end.
Okay, injuries an issue tonight?
No, I think we'll be fine. We did have a couple injuries last game, but next man up. Guys have been practicing for 3 weeks. They're ready to go.
John, I know this is kind of inside baseball, and if you can't say it, it's fine, but how short of a leash is Galanti on tonight with the injury? I know Davin took most of the reps this week.
Davin did take most of the reps, and he's ready to go, and he's very capable. You know, Galanti is he's a he did throw at practice, and well, surprisingly, after the rest, there was no rust, so we're going to play it by ear. See where it goes from there.
Okay, but he's in shape to start the game, okay, and you have no concerns.
He's in shape to start the game.
Okay, let me let you go, Coach. Thanks for your time. Have a great game.
Thank you.
That was FDNY head coach John Rosati. Now, Phil, before we step aside for a few minutes to preview the second half, let's recap the first half and what we saw. So, FDNY did not score. It's a 9-0 NYPD lead at halftime, but very sluggish start for both teams offensively. Not much movement of the ball, more of a field position type of game.
Pretty much so, but two important things emerged in the first half here that we're going to have to keep an eye on. First of all, it looked like Galanti was pretty solid physically. I don't think we're going to see him, barring an injury, taken out of the game. I think he's played pretty well. His shortcoming has been he has not gotten any points. He has kept the offense on the field for a good amount of time, but to no avail other than to give the defense a rest. The NYPD, by contrast, has really started to open up some holes up front and are doing what they should do, which is run the ball, punish the FDNY defensive line, which is woefully undersized, and really just assert their dominance in their strong areas, and I think they're doing it pretty well.
Now, as a former FDNY player, who would you say was one player that stuck out to you in that first half for FDNY?
I thought, I'm again going to go with Galanti. I thought he played pretty well. I mean, to come away, and this is even with a scoreless first half, no offensive points, he did manage to do one thing right, which is keep the offense on the field, pick up a few first downs, and give the defense the rest. I think on that point, they were successful. The defense is ready to play a good second half. The problem is the NYPD offense seems to be getting cranked up with the run blocking.
Now, for NYPD, their game plan was really just run the ball up the gut. I've got to say, Dwayne Harper really stuck out to me, a backup running back on this team. Gonzalez, the workhorse, got a break, and he just came in with a full head of speed and ran the ball right up FDNY's throat. So that really stuck out to me in the first half.
Yeah, at first he wasn't really hitting the line with any particular acceleration, but we saw when they gave him a few dump passes out into the flat, and when he got into space, he was able to turn it upfield well into the secondary and get yards. So if they could keep using Gonzalez the way they're using him, mix in their other backs who are equally as capable, they don't really lose much when they bring in their backup running backs. They've got a formula for success here, unless the fire department has an answer. We're going to find out.
So we have about 8 minutes to go before the second half. At this time, we're going to step aside for a few moments, and in about 5 minutes or so, 5-6 minutes, we'll come back and we'll preview the second half and set up what's to come in the 2019 Npsfl Championship game. Welcome back to Uniondale, New York, here on the campus of Nassau Community College at Mitchell Field Complex. Tom Scavetta joined alongside Phil Tafano as we get ready to preview the second half of the 2019 National Public Safety Football League Championship game between New York's finest and New York's bravest, round 2. Now, Phil, we saw the first half, a 9-0 lead for New York's finest. Now, what does FDNY have to do in the second half to get back into the mix of things?
They're going to have to figure a way to slow down what looks to be a percolating NYPD run game. And you saw it start to really crank up towards the end of the second half. They went down the field and got a touchdown. That does not bode well for the FDNY, who were successful at keeping the NYPD offense off the field, but came away with no points. What do they have to do? Stop the run, find a way to score. It's pretty basic.
Now, we know FDNY wide receiver Brian Vomero has had a lot of success against New York's finest in the last 2 games. He scored a touchdown in each of those games. The police department, they have been prone to giving up this big play, especially without their top corner, Dave Lawrence, tonight. What do you think of the job these other guys like Frank Smith, James Ingram, Kevin Healy, that they've been doing back there?
So far, so good. I mean, like we said, the FDNY was able to move the ball between the 20-yard lines, but they bogged down when they got close. They're obviously doing a pretty good job, but adjustments get made. Believe me, these coaches look at every aspect of the game, and when they go into halftime, they say, okay, we could make hay here, here, and here, and that's what they try to do.
Yeah.
Are they going to be successful? That all depends on if they're able to catch the other side with their pants down, so to speak.
As NYPD in search for their 11th national championship, FDNY in search for their 5th. And this is the first time these two teams have ever played against each other at this stage. And you know, it's crazy because the NYPD is desperate to get even with the FDNY because, you know, you're a former player for the fire department. You know how it is out there in those trenches. It's very physical and very competitive.
Yeah, and the PD, I am quite certain, was thrilled to death to hear that they'd get another shot at this in 3 weeks because, you know, they just never really got going until very late last time. Now here they seem to have cranked it up a little quicker. We're going to see, and again, Tom, I told you last week, believe me, it comes down to a couple of plays in the fourth quarter, irrespective of what happened in the first half. We just have to see how the adjustments shake out in the second half.
Now, a quick reminder, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by AccuHealth Group, the official sponsor of New York's finest and New York's bravest football. Second half action just underway with the kickoff. And returning, Frank Matalani for NYPD fields it at his own end zone. He takes it out. He crosses the 20. He gets past the 30. He's still going across the 40. There's a penalty flag. Cross midfield. He's still going past the 30. 25-20. 15-10. 5. Touchdown. However, there is a penalty flag.
It may all be for naught, as this has all the earmarks of a block in the back.
That was 99 yards if it stands, but it likely will not. This should be a block in the back. Let's see.
Illegal block or a block in the back, one of the two. Regardless, it's coming back, and whatever happened is what sprung him, because the flag flew right down when he broke into the open field.
Phil, you got some of the fans here in Uniondale just getting back to their seats here, and holding will be the call.
Okay.
And that flag was around the 40-yard line, so NYPD will be backed up, starting at their own 30.
And here we go. This is round 2 of the rematch. Second half action underway. PD will take over right there. Pretty good field position at the 30-yard line, Tom.
Tyler Ryan in a shotgun set. Twins to each side. Gonzalez, in the backfield. He takes the handoff. He gets drilled at the 31. Kevin Allure decked him after a gain of 1.
And they come out doing the very same thing, a handoff to Gonzalez. And they're pretty certain they're going to be able to make hay for the entire second half with that. I think you'll see quite a bit of it.
We just passed, well, we're almost at the 8 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. 7:45 Eastern Daylight Time here on this first day of summer. The handoff to Gonzalez in the single back. He gets to about the 35, pickup of 4.
Big Sam Murray made the stop.
Sam Murray, one of the defensive captains for FDNY.
Terrific football player, Sam Murray. He's been the stud linebacker for the fire department for a long time now.
So just a minute in to the second half. NYPD has themselves a 3rd and 4 at their own 36. Weak eye formation. Ryan play
Fire
action,
department
naked
blitz.
bootleg to his right. He unable to find his receiver. That was deflected out of play.
Gabor was able to break it up, got a hand on it, and they blitzed that time, but the NYPD picked it up. Unsuccessful on the pass attempt. Brings up a 4th down. The fire department will get the ball. This is exactly what they wanted, a 3 and out and a chance with the ball.
Like Pastore might have been the intended receiver there. Sheridan on to punt from his own 36.
Romero and LaMachia are deep.
As Sheridan, the rugby-style kick almost blocked, takes a friendly NYPD bounce, and it'll get to about the 28, still rolling. It's going to be fielded at the 29. So that punt logged. Let's see. Got punted it from his 36. So about a 37-yard punt for Mike Sheridan. And
Yeah.
FDNY will take over there.
You know, he has an interesting kicking style, Tom, having watched him 3 weeks ago and tonight. He seems to direct his kicks by moving his body with his feet to the spot he wants to kick it, as opposed to just kicking the ball to a spot. Interesting to watch. He uses his feet a lot more than most punters I've seen. Trips to the right. Single receiver left. Holiday in the backfield. 1st and 10, fire department. Galante looks quickly to his right, connects, has Ortega, who scampers out for about 6. Fire department will have it at 2nd and 4 at about the 35-yard line.
Good blocking in front by the fire department before Ricketts shoved them out. Under 13 minutes to go now in this third quarter. Just on their way.
Nice pickup on 1st down for the fire department. They'll take that all night. 2nd and 5. Call it 2nd and 4. Galante with Holiday in the backfield. Imparata and Vermero to the left. Throws left, complete over the middle of the big tight end, Moran. Moran has enough for a 1st down, and ball will be placed at about the 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the fire department.
It's a gain of 12 for Moran. He's had a couple of nice catches so far, moving the chains. Big build.
Yeah. They don't have to get it too far to him, because once he catches it, he could turn upfield and do the rest, Jeremy Shockey style. So he's a big boy, and hopefully they'll get him into the game more. Once again, we'll look at the formation. Fire department goes with Vermero and Imparata left, out wide. Holiday in the backfield. Slot is Moran with Herman to the right. Galante throws, looking for Herman, but too far. He was covered well. And probably best he didn't try to squeeze that one in.
Frank Smith over there. That's about the 3rd or 4th time now we've seen a well overthrown ball by Galante. A little bit inaccurate for both quarterbacks, but Galante in particular, he's had some nice opportunities downfield. Throw just a little off.
I think he probably made a good throw there in that he didn't try to force it into coverage. Herman had a step, but there was a safety back there, and he could have closed on it. I think he did a good job just throwing it out of bounds.
Kevin Healy, the eyes of a sniper back there.
Trips to the left. Lamacchia by himself on the right. Holiday in the backfield. Galanti was looking left, but whistle on the play.
False start.
See, now this is the direct result of not practicing very much in the weeks leading up to this game. Number 57, Mikhail Welch jumped, and that's about the third or fourth false start penalty on the fire department that has really, really chopped them off at the knees when they were starting to move upfield.
See, just 3 minutes into this second half, 9-0. NYPD in front of the FDNY, but still a lot of game left to be played.
And they're setting themselves up in a disadvantageous second down and about 15. Single back Holiday. Twins left, keeps fake to Holiday, throws to the right, has Herman, got back some of it. Got about 7 back, and that sets up a third and about 8.
7-yard pickup on that play action. That fooled a lot of the front line of that defense there. You saw Canizzo and Ravello kind of bit on that play fake by Galanti. Nicely done. And then Herman, decent 7-yard catch, got about half the yardage back. They're going to mark it 3rd and 9.
I've noticed Galanti has very good pocket presence. He's able to just move his feet a little bit to either direction, stay on his feet, and make throws without panicking. So his pocket presence has been pretty good, and he's kept his feet underneath him and not too happy. Snap, Galanti rolling out to his right, throws on the run, Herman, looking for Herman, but the ball was uncatchable.
And that's why they will not throw the penalty flag. Nikita Fitzgerald came in and made contact, but the ball was overthrown again, Phil.
Yeah. Another one over his head, but again, I don't think Herman was really open. There was coverage on him. He's putting it in the only place that his receiver may be able to make a play. So, I think Galanti's playing the game pretty smart so far. Nothing's opened up really, but I'm sure they have bigger plans for him as they get further into the game.
Sometimes you want to just throw it so that nobody can catch it, especially not put the ball in harm's way.
Exactly. Just give him something to think about later. Nice kick by Davin. Fielded cleanly and brought down there at about the 11-yard line.
Frank Smith. 49-yard punt by Davin. 2-yard return.
Looked like the big tight end, Mike Moran, made the play on special teams. Number 83. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line for the NYPD.
Mike Prokop was in there, too. We haven't called his name much today. Reserve linebacker. Sam Murray's backup. You see Ryan.
Well, that's why you haven't called his name much. He's Sam Murray's backup.
2 receiver set with Bowen, the tight end, in the slot. So Pastore and Donato, the 2 receivers. Gonzalez in the backfield. He gets the handoff. He scrambles his way to about the 13-yard line for a pickup of 2. And the nose guard, Denzel Wilson, clogging up the lanes there on the stop.
Yep, looked like he might have had a little room there, and then Wilson came from the opposite side, got him around the lower legs, and was able to make the stop. Might have kept him out of the secondary. Nice play by Wilson.
Clock is the NYPD's friend here, up 9-0. 10:15 to go in this third quarter. Tom Scavetta, Phil Tefano here. Ryan under center. He hands it off. That looked like Harper got the carry, but he's swallowed up by Kevin Allure.
Allure has made some great plays 3 weeks ago and tonight. He's really, really in there. He's a ball hawk. He just goes to the ball and makes plays. And that was a dump for about 4 yards of a loss there. Takes him all the way back, brings up a 3rd and about 8.
Under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3rd down and 9 for the NYPD at their own 13. Ryan in the shotgun set with Harper to his right. Trips to the right. Donato, the lone receiver, to his left. Ryan steps back, steps into the throw, finds his intended receiver, D'Elia, and that should be enough for the first down.
Looked like I'll tell you, I looked at that ball. It looked like it bounced, but they said, okay, it's a good catch, and that'll move the chains. NYPD 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
D'Elia scooped it up on the far side of the field. And Ryan, shotgun. Nico Ramirez inserted as the slot receiver to his left. Twins to each side. There's the handoff to Harper. Harper, misdirection, trying to find some daylight. Nothing is there. Nice tackle made by Travis Pope and John Ring.
Actually, Pope didn't make the tackle, but I wanted to bring up that he sealed off the right side there and caused the runner to cut it back inside. Even though he didn't make the tackle, you could say Travis Pope made the play because he got the seal on the corner and he was able to force the runner back inside.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 at the 26 for NYPD. FDNY defensive line, you just mentioned, Phil, they're doing a good job. Ryan steps back, throws. Pass is caught by D'Elia. Nice two-handed grab and fights his way to about the 30 for a pickup of 4, and he's stopped there by Christian Malera.
Yeah, brings up about a 3rd and about 3 for the PD. And like you said, Tom, to their credit, the fire department is pretty much keeping the PD contained.
Yeah.
But they are going to have to find something on offense because if they get the PD off the field here, they should get good field position. They're going to have to do something with it because it is starting to get to crunch time here.
Midway through the 3rd quarter, trips to the right. Ryan scrambles right. It's 3rd and 3. He throws off his back foot. That pass is intercepted by FDNY John Ring.
And there is the break they've been looking for, Tom. We didn't have any turnovers until the very last play of the game 3 weeks ago. And when they needed it most, the FDNY just got one. And Kevin Ring gave it to them. And the penalty marker. Hold the phone.
Hold your horses. Let's see. Ryan had an interception in the Fun City Bowl as well.
Might have been an illegal block on the return. And it looks like that's it. There's been a lot of flags on the field tonight.
Yeah, that's the first turnover of the game.
Yeah.
So this is a key moment here, Phil. If FDNY goes on to score, you can look back at this moment, folks, 7:44 in the 3rd quarter, and say this was potentially the swing point of the game.
But they did manage to hurt themselves with a penalty.
Another one, which they've been racking up.
Let's see what this one is. What? Oh, that is really, really a poor play by whoever made that decision. You cannot, at this stage of a game this big, make mistakes like that, personal fouls. And he's going to hear about it, whoever made that penalty, because that's inexcusable. You just pushed your team back 15 yards when they were in really, really nice field position and possibly ready to get a score.
Coaches were looking in the direction of Brian Pryor and Edison Gibor. Nevertheless.
Holiday in the backfield, Moran in the slot. Twins to the left, single receiver right, run up the middle to Holiday. Churns ahead, picked up about 3.
Pete Lazar in there on the tackle.
Brings up a 2nd and about 7.
Will be 2nd and 7. Phil, midway through the 3rd quarter here. FDNY needs some points on the board. This is where the NYPD started to put points on the board 3 weeks ago.
Have to get something here, Tom.
Yep.
At least a few first downs and shift the field position. Holiday by himself in the backfield. Galanti throws. It's broken up, batted down by Pete Lazar, number 25. And if he got both hands on it, Pete can run, and he might have been gone for 6. Nicely played by Pete Lazar, batting down that ball.
And he's a big guy. Sometimes when you can't get to the quarterback, all you can do is just put your arms up. You know, you were a defensive lineman. It's exactly what he did, and he batted it down.
That's it. You want to disrupt. You want to make it difficult for the quarterback to see. Your hand should be up at all times, and Pete Lazar got both of them on that ball. Brings up a 3rd down, about 7. Holiday in the backfield with Galanti. Vomero at the top of the screen on the left. Trips to the right. Snap to Galanti. Looking. Throws. He had Vomero for a moment, but he was covered well by number 31 for the NYPD, who broke up the pass. You have a name on number 31, Tom?
For the NYPD, that is Adam Landsberg.
Nice play by Landsberg. Romero was open, might have been able to turn it upfield for a first down, but he broke it up nicely.
Phil, not sure a 3 and out is exactly what you want after an interception if you're the fire department. They try to move the ball here, but they do have the field position edge now.
Well, remains to be seen, but you're right. They wanted more than a 3 and out on that one. Not much of a kick, not too deep. Let's see what kind of a bounce it takes. It takes a very good one. Rolls inside the 20. It'll be down there by number 8 for the fire department. That's Timothy Dollison. I don't understand it. I have him listed as out, unless someone else is wearing his jersey.
36-yard punt by Davin.
Correction, that is a number 6, and that solves that problem for us, Tom.
Kenneth DeForest.
Okay, Kenny DeForest now playing the role of Dollison, but we have cleared that up. Kenny DeForest, number 6.
As NYPD will take over after the punt. Dwayne Harper stays in the game, so Gonzalez will stay on the sideline. Nico Ramirez, Kai Bowen, and Pastore to his right. And J.P. Donato, ISO to Ryan's left. There's the handoff to Harper as he runs across the 20, gets stopped at around the 23.
Fire department still in the 3-4-4 setup, but they are taking linebackers up closer and put him in the box. They are anticipating runs on a lot of these plays.
There's a gain of 5 there for Harper. He's done a nice job carrying the load for NYPD.
Yeah, between Harper and Gonzalez, you have a nice 1-2 punch, and they have a third back whose name escapes me, who's also been doing some nice work.
2nd and 5, probably Nico Ramirez or Enoch Thomas, who
Right.
we haven't seen much. Harper, another carry. He gets across the 30, across the 40. He's still going. Makes another defender miss. He's across midfield and finally carries Richie Richards to the 36-yard line.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Talk about finding an opening and exploiting it.
That was a 41-yard run by Dwayne Harper.
Okay, Tom, the fire department right now finds itself officially on the ropes. They're going to have to stiffen here. To go down 13 or 17 to nothing here is a big hill to climb.
Weak eye formation. Gonzalez back in there. Takes the carry, crosses the 35 for a gain of 2. So Harper heads right to the sideline after that 40-yard run.
Yeah, to the oxygen tank to replenish it, and I'm sure we'll see him again. Fire department needs a stop. No way around it. And they're going to have to get that offense churning because so far, zippo.
And this is what was missing for the police 3 weeks ago. They were unable to efficiently run the football. Mike Russo in the game. He is split on the near side, wide left. You see him there. Kai Bowen in there as well to the left.
Big fullback.
Play action. He rolls right, finds Donato. Donato catches it around the 32. He is wrapped up there by number 21, Rob Hoey.
And Tom, you get the sense that the NYPD is in a groove. They've seen what's going to work for them, and they're just going to it. It's not too fancy. The fire department more or less knows what's coming, which has always been the PD modus operandi. Here's the package. Let's see if you can stop it. So far, fire department has hung in there, but it's getting a little dicey down here at their own 30-yard line with the PD on the move.
3rd and 7 from the 31. Ball looks more at the 30. Nevertheless, Ryan throws, completes. Donato gets across the 25 inside to about the 21, and he will have the first down as he signals his arm forward.
NYPD starting to really gain confidence here.
D'Elia back in the game, split in the slot on the right side, Ramirez. So there are twins to each side, and Harper back in the backfield to Ryan's left. He takes the handoff. Gets to about the 20 before he is met there by Denzel Wilson.
That's what they're going to have to do here. They cannot let this drive continue, and what they cannot afford is a touchdown here. If they hold them to a field goal, that's okay, but they're really looking to make the stop here because they don't have the type of offense that's going to rally from behind, particularly with all these injuries. They need to play from the front, and they're already down 9-0.
That's a good way to put it, Phil. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, 3:34. This quarter is flying by. Twins to each side for Ryan. Matalini in the backfield. He throws behind Pastore out of range. Incomplete.
That one got tipped at the line and was very nearly within the reach of number 28, Edson Gabor, who just couldn't switch direction fast enough to put a hand on it. Brings up a third down, about 8, and a crucial down for the fire department and the police.
3rd and 9 from the 20. Twins to each side. D'Elia and Ramirez to Ryan's left. Donato and Pastore to his right. Matalani is the back. Ryan steps up in the pocket. He has to take it himself, and he is brought down at the 18.
And that won't be enough.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to go for 3 here. That was really the first pressure the FDNY has had on Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, got a false start. Wonder if the FDNY will decline that one. Decline that one makes sense.
Ball placed down at the 18-yard line.
So, a little confusing here. So 4th and 7.
They're keeping him on the field, and I really question this decision.
4th and 7 from the 18. Twins to each side. Ryan throws. Matalani makes the catch at the 20. He is looking for the 13. Did he get there? It's going to be close.
He's got it.
He needed the 11. Let's see. They might give it to him.
Missed tackle out in the flat by John Ring. Allowed him to get out there and make it to the marker, and that was a big missed tackle as the police department is set up 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
It was a very gutsy call there by Coach Shanahan as Matalani caught that ball well short of the first down, about 8 or 9 yards away, and was quick enough to get to the sticks as we have a timeout.
Yes, we do.
At 2:15 to go in the 3rd quarter, the fire department will take their first timeout, and that's key.
And that's an important timeout because they really need to regroup here, catch their breath, and try and keep them out of the end zone. You must escape with the minimal amount of damage here in the form of a field goal.
A quick reminder, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by AccuHealth Group, the official sponsor of New York's finest and New York's bravest.
2:15 to go, Tom, in this 3rd quarter, and it is moving quick.
It is. It is definitely moving by quick. Tom Scavetta joined alongside here with Phil Tafano. Phil, it looks like we are taking over right from where we left off 3 weeks ago in the Fun City Bowl. A little bit different score, but the feel of the game is pretty much the same.
Pretty much so, and the fire department really up against it here. They have to keep this a 2-score game, and let's remember, they missed an extra point earlier, the PD. So that's 9-0.
Yeah.
If they could hold them here to a field goal, it's 12-0. It's still a 2-score game. So the fire department looking to stiffen here. They cannot allow them to cross the goal line.
1st and goal from the 10. Ryan in the shotgun, trips to his left, hands off Matalini. He is stopped at the 9.
It's interesting. They're giving Gonzalez a rest down here, bringing in Matalini. I would have thought they would have definitely brought in Gonzalez here to punch this in.
Matalani, pardon me, and Denzel Wilson there on the stop.
Gonzalez still not out there, so let's see who the back is.
That's what's so key for NYPD. They have a luxury of 3 to 4 backs they can use, as you see Enoch Thomas in the game, number 8 for NYPD. He will get the handoff, and he will maybe push his way to the 8 if he's lucky.
They brought the power running package in there. They had Russo, the fullback, blocking, number 41. They were trying to power it in here, but the fire department stiffened, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal. Big down here.
As NYPD switching a couple of their offensive linemen here. I believe Shane Jacobs just came out. Might be Tom Macca, number 66, in at right guard here. Twins to each side for Ryan. He takes the snap. He's going to throw to the end zone. It is caught by D'Elia for a touchdown, NYPD.
Perfect throw and catch, and he got a step behind Frank Vozos, and he put it right on the money, to the receiver. Perfect throw and catch. NYPD looking to take this game right by the throat with the extra point to come.
That was a 12-play drive for the NYPD. With 58 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, putting them up 15-0. There is a flag.
Do they try to make up the missed extra point, or do they just take the one? That's the question. For myself, I would go for 2 here and try to make it up. Still a 3-score game, whether they make it or not.
Well, if they get the extra point, FDNY can get 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions to tie.
True, which is why I'd go for 2.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Particularly with a 15-0 lead where it's not like they're right on your heels.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of a cushion.
So Sheridan on for the extra point.
I'm going to go for 1.
Trying to make it 16-0. Great drive, Phil. I mean, that was a typical NYPD drive, and D'Elia made a great catch in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, it was quick. 2 big plays, followed by a little bit of
extra point. It's true blue. Yeah. It's up and good. So 16-0 with 58 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Well, the fire department is officially behind the 8 ball. They're going to have to come up with some answers and come up with them fast, because so far they've figured out how to move the ball between the 20-yard lines, but they haven't been able to close the deal. And they better start doing it now.
Phil, D'Elia is a very key guy for NYPD in the red zone. As you remember, last year he had the eventual game-winning touchdown in overtime, and NYPD likes to use him in the red zone. So he is key for them in that territory.
If the NYPD should get to the red zone one more time without a fire department score, this is all going to be academic. This is the most important possession of the game so far for the fire department upcoming.
So Leander Young will be on to kick off. And it is a short kick fielded at the 35-yard line by Rick Del Corvito.
Got it out to about the 46. That's very good field position. And they absolutely must do something with it. With 51 seconds left to go in the third quarter, they'll take over at about the their own 46-yard line. Perfect field position to get something going, and they're going to have to do it.
51 seconds to go in the third, and FDNY excellent field position. They're going to need to score quick.
Yes, and they're going to go about it with Vomero at the top of your screen, wide left, Imperator in the slot, Herman right, and Moran in the slot, the tight end, Holiday in the backfield. Fake to Holiday. Galani looks downfield, throws, has a man wide open. Oh, but he overthrows him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he'd love to have that one back. Vomero had 2 steps on the coverage, and the ball was just out of his reach. That was the one they were looking for, Tom.
And that time he definitely pinned that one on Galanti. He had him.
Oh, did he ever.
He caught Kevin Healy, who was about a step or 2 late, and just a little bit out of Palm's reach.
But then we'll make a note of that play because that one was open.
Yep.
Okay, 2nd and 10. Twins to the right in the form of Herman and Lamacchia. Vomero and Ortega to the left. The throw. Lamacchia had it but dropped it. It was right on the money. Hit him right on the numbers, right in the hands, and he couldn't come up with it.
I think he heard the footsteps of Ulrich Blaze and just caused them to dislodge the ball.
3rd and 10. Not a favorable down and distance here. Let's see if Galanti could come up with something. They need a big play. As Imperator checks into the game, Ortega comes to the sideline. Imperator tells him to play. And let's see if Galanti could make one of the big plays they're going to need out of him because they need one right now. 3rd and 10. Trips to the right with Imperator in the slot. Herman and Lamacchia. Top of your screen, Imperator to the left, wide, and Holiday in the backfield. Galanti looking right, throws, has his man. It's Imperator. Kind of does a dipsy doodle at the 50-yard line. It's going to be marked right there. Brings up a 4th down and about 6. I'm sure they'll punt it away.
Good for 4. He needed 10. So with under 30 seconds to go in the third, they may just let the remaining time in the third quarter run out before the kick.
Well, the PD is in firm control of this game at this juncture. It's going to be a matter of if the fire department could force a break on defense or just figure out something the next time we get the ball and score quickly, because it's going to get very difficult. Oh, and that's the break they needed! Picked up on the bounce by number 18. Number 18 on the muffed return. Let me double check that number. It's number 16. Number 16 for the fire department. Matt Rosati, the head coach's son, comes up with a huge play and sets the fire department up 1st and 10 at the 3-yard line.
What a turn of events.
They had to have it, Tom. We mentioned they needed a turnover, they needed a break, and they got one. But
Phil,
people are walking backwards, and one must ask why.
We do have an injury here on the field. A excellent play that has just occurred for the FDNY, a muffed punt by Frank Smith. And Phil, this is key now, because FDNY, they are going to have their hands full to start the fourth quarter trying to get this one into the end zone. But for now, we're going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we will have fourth quarter action of the 2019 Npsfl Championship here on Pug Life Chronicles.
Sorry, did I go off too much there? No. Oh, I should have been looking. Sorry. I can't sit and do this. I'm sorry. It's hard to do. It's too many digits. They should just make it Npsl, National Public Safety League.
The best oxtail in Brooklyn, the chef is producing oxtail goat, cow feet.
For the best oxtail in Brooklyn.
Oh, 1st and 10, and that's not what they wanted. Galanti sacked for a 7-yard loss after the special teams turnover, and it's just all gone wrong here on offense when the FDNY's been in the red zone, Tom.
William Pierce III on the sack. Welcome to the fourth quarter, folks. Here at the 2019 National Public Safety Football League Championship here on Pug Life Chronicles. First play of the fourth quarter, not what the FDNY wanted as NYPD. That was their second turnover of the game, yet they're up 16-0.
Yeah, well, you can get all the turnovers you want. If you don't take advantage of them, it's not going to matter. And so far, they haven't taken advantage of one. Let's see if they could do something with the other. Trips right. Vomero by himself on the left is wide, and it's Sulazitsky in the backfield. Galanti looking downfield, throws, and it was almost intercepted. Looking for Herman. Number 17 for the police department, got both hands on it, but couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, that was Mark Ricketts doing a good job there. Just couldn't reel in the interception. And that'll bring up a long 3rd and 19. So, FDNY thought they just got a break, and now a 3rd and 19 from the 23, not what you want. You got to get the 4-yard line for a first down, realistically.
I realized what happened on the spot, Tom. You cannot advance a muffed punt. You can recover it, but you can't advance it under college rules. So that was the reason they didn't get the spot inside the 5-yard line. Big 3rd down here. Galanti looking, throws, has a man in the flat, but it's not going to be enough for a first down.
Lamachia.
Completed it to Lamachia. He's about 3 yards short. And it's decision time here. With a 3-score game, I'm not sure they do a field goal here, Tom. I think they may. Oh, actually, you said 2, and 2-point conversions would tie it. But I think the offense is going to stay on the field.
Got it.
Yeah.
You don't really have a choice. There's already a minute gone in the fourth quarter. So.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something that they think can work very easily here and not too risky. All right, twins to the left, twins to the right. Holiday block out. Sulazitsky in the backfield. Galanti looking, throwing, and that ball's picked off. It had no chance. Threw it off his back foot. Picked off by number 38 for the police department.
James Ingram on the interception.
And you saw the pressure coming in. You saw Galanti leaning backwards. He tried to force the pass, and no good. And that was huge.
A huge turn of events there. The first turnover of the game for FDNY.
And it couldn't have come at a worse time, Tom.
NYPD will take over as they lead 16-0.
And it's getting very late in the game as we get down to the 13-minute mark approaching. And they let one slip away. 13-13 to go. NYPD will take it over. 1st and 10 on their own 17.
So Matalani will be in the backfield with Ryan. 13-13 to go, and this drive will start at the 17-yard line.
Now, I'll get to it after this play, Tom, something interesting that may take place.
As Ramirez was the motion man, Matalani will get the handoff. He is swallowed up at about the 23.
Taken down by number 3 for the fire department, Travis Pope. And the fire department's going to have to get the PD off the field quickly here, Tom.
Bring up 2nd and about 9. The goal of this drive for NYPD, get a few yards and take some time off the clock.
Yeah, they would be just as happy with 2 first downs and a punt here.
Yeah,
as they would with anything else.
As you see, Pastore has put on the green gloves, the lime green gloves you see on the near side here. Kai Bowen and Ramirez also in the trips to Ryan's right. Donato wide left on the far side. It's like Matalani in the backfield again with Ryan. He takes the handoff. He crosses the 20, gets across the 25, and he stopped at the 26. Pickup of about 8.
Well, we are seeing the fire department pay the price for not executing the crucial aspect of their game plan, which is keep the PD defense on the field and score. They were able to do that in the first half, keep them on the field, but so far it's a goose egg.
I believe FDNY just took their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, they're in desperate waters here with 12:19 to go. They're down 16-0, and nothing's gone right here so far in the second half, and when things were going right in the first half, they didn't take advantage.
And it looks like John Moody just limped off the field for FDNY with a leg injury, and they're already thin in the secondary without Phipps and Dollison tonight.
Yep, and the PD, when they weren't throwing the ball,
weak guy formation. Matalani gets the handoff. He trips his way to about the 30-yard line and gets the first down. And, there's a penalty there, and Matt Zakian is going to be flagged with a personal foul.
What happened? I missed that, Tom.
He threw Denzel Wilson down to the ground at the end of the play.
I'll tell you, Wilson is always involved in these things, yet he never seems to be the guy that gets the flag. He must be very good at baiting people.
Yeah.
That's big. That helps the fire department, particularly with the punt that they're hoping to force. Sets up better field position. And they're going to need it. And, Tom, while we have a moment, I was really going to say, this is the juncture at which you might see Davin, if not for nothing or no other reason than to provide a spark.
Yeah. Strong eye formation. Mike Russo, the fullback, inserted in the game. Matalani's still back there. Twins to Ryan's right. And it's going to be a false start.
Yep. Stops the clock. Fire department happy with that.
I think Ben Edel might have moved early. False start. That'll back them up to the 10.
False start is the call.
Well,
they're going in the wrong direction here.
The PD is doing for the fire department what they can't do for themselves, which is push the PD back. So this is a big down, set of downs here. Looks like 1st and 14. They're going to have to get them off the field quickly.
Yeah. You see Ryan trotting back out. Yeah, that penalty by Zakian, not a smart play because it backed them up. Trips to Ryan's left. Matalani in the backfield. Pastore split wide right. The jet sweep to Ramirez. He is stopped nicely there by the fire department defender who just went down. Phil, we get a marker there?
Yep. Looked like number 33.
Oh, Richie Richards. That's not good.
No, he's one of their top ball hawks and tacklers and looks to be shaken up a little bit.
It's been all over the field.
Yes, and that play resulted in a loss as well. So,
2-yard loss.
Fire department's going to have to stop him right here No more first down, because if they get a first down here,
Yeah.
that might be the difference in the game.
If you notice for NYPD, Tom Macca is still in the game, number 66, for Shane Jacobs at the right guard position. Ryan throws a screen, and Matalani is stomped again by the fire department. This time they back up to about the 3 for a loss of 5, and that'll set up a 3rd and 22.
Wow. He's going to be, if they don't get anything here, he's going to be punting out literally in the shadow of his goalposts.
Richard Kerr on the tackle.
And this is it. They're going to have to hold him. They're going to have to score.
Yeah. If I'm NYPD, run up the gut.
Why not? Kill another minute. Worst thing that could happen, you kill a minute and you punt.
And that's the only positive thing about this drive for NYPD, but this is just closer to a victory here. If they keep doing this, Matalani gets the carry for about 2 up to the 5-yard line, makes some additional leg room for the punter, Mike Sheridan. Denzel Wilson brought him down.
Well, they did what they wanted to do here.
Look how close Sheridan is to the end zone line. He just moved up a little bit. But for a rugby-style kicker, and the snap,
goodness.
one-hop Sheridan. He punts it from his own end zone, and, oh, boy, they got a friendly bounce.
Oh, did they ever. And I'll tell you, Sheridan has made some big plays as the NYPD punter in the last 2 games we've watched here. He's very, very quick on his feet.
Lamachia just watched that bounce about 10 yards past him, and the fire department will get the ball only at their 41-yard line.
I don't think Lamachia really could have picked it up, Tom, because if he did and he didn't field it cleanly, he would have got wrecked. They were right on top of him, so he had to let it go. He was caught in an in-between position while he was trying to field that punt. So they'll take over there, 1st and 10 at their own 41, and this is must time, Tom. They must do something here.
Yeah. Boy, did the police get lucky right there. That punt, one-hop Sheridan.
Sheridan is great back there. I have to give it to him. Talk about a guy who can adapt and overcome. Galanti throwing, looking downfield, and caught by Herman. I don't know if he got much. Maybe might have got half a yard.
Basabi bumped him out.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That was a 10-yard gain. Herman got a first down on that one. First and 10 for the fire department. Nice first play on what is definitely a crucial series. Lamachi at the top of your screen, wide right with Herman. Imparata and Romero left. Galanti throws. Has Herman, who scoots out of bounds at the NYPD 38-yard line. That's a pickup of 12 and another first down.
Well, they're moving the ball quick, which is good. The only problem now, that time keeps winding down. As you see for NYPD, Ryan Rizzuto just checking out.
Wait a second, that clock is running, and he got out of bounds that play. That shouldn't be running. Hey!
Might be on the spot of the ball, maybe.
Galanti looking again. It's throwing time here. He's got time. He's got a man, and it's dropped. Romero had it in his hands at the 30-yard line. Wasn't able to come down with it.
And even there, you saw the clock run a few extra seconds after the ball was incomplete. Should probably say 8:39 at worst. But
yeah, and I don't think anyone noticed it unless
No.
the referees are keeping the game clock on the field.
we noticed it. It's kind of odd.
Yeah. There was about 13 seconds clicked off. That
There
shouldn't
should
have.
be at least 8:40 on the clock right now. It reads 8:36.
Second down and 10. Holiday in the backfield, twins to the right and left. Galanti has time. Looking around. Still has it. Throws, and it's right to an NYPD defender, and it's all gone wrong here for Galanti in the third quarter. As he throws his second interception, and the NYPD will have it at their own 49-yard line, and that may have been the death blow, Tom.
Yep. And each corner now has an interception. Smith and Ingram, the second pick for Galanti. And, you know, at this point it's hard because you brought up about bringing in Davin, but with 8 minutes left, at this point it might be a no clause.
Might be all academic from here. However, as you mentioned earlier, Tom, it is still 16-0, which makes the game within reach with 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. That's a big lift based on what we've been watching so far from the fire department offense.
Police department will take over at their own 47, 1st and 10. Ryan trots onto the field. You see Mike Russo and Dwayne Harper in their strong eye formation.
That is pretty much what you will see, I
Here's
think.
the snap play action. Ryan's going to throw. He has D'Elia all alone who makes the catch. He makes Moody miss, and he is going to find the end zone for a touchdown. The second touchdown of the game for Frank D'Elia, and that might have been the crushing blow.
I would say probably yes, Tom, although, wait a minute. The referees are conferencing, and there is a piece of laundry on the field. Let's see who it's on.
A beautiful throw by Ryan. D'Elia was all alone.
Touchdown will stand. See what the infraction was. And as you can see, the fire department is starting to lose their composure. Yet another personal foul. With the NYPD up 22-0. And I would say they have turned the tables.
Yeah, I'd say so. And what's leading to these wide open receivers is they've been able to establish a running game today. And the play action pass has been great. This is old-fashioned football.
Without question.
Sheridan on for the extra point. High snap, good hold by Donato. The kick is up and good. It is true blue.
8:10 to go. Fire department trailing 23-0. And as I said 3 weeks ago when we did this game, they start out every time drawing into that inside straight. It looks like the deck wasn't stacked favorably tonight. The NYPD used their opening two aces, which is size and depth, and they put it to the firemen tonight so far.
They have a lot of depth on this team, and D'Elia has been the star of this game so far. 2 touchdowns, and give it up to Tyler Ryan, too, because 3 weeks ago, he was not good. He really wasn't, but today he has turned it around, and he's had himself a good game despite the 1 interception, and it's showing on the scoreboard, but still a little time.
Yep. I'll tell you one thing. The guys in the white and the red are not quitting because they don't know how.
Fire department, that is correct. Fire department planning on a short kick here from Leander Young. Everyone is up. Nobody is standing behind the 25 right now.
He kicks it deep. Taken there cleanly by number 37 for the fire department. Fields it. That's Rick DiCortivo. Still has the ball. Moving upfield. There's a nice return going into police department territory and brought down at about the 46-yard line. Fire department will take over there.
It was Vinny Morrow on the stop, number 10 for NYPD.
7:59 on the clock. This might seem like an impossible task, but the guys dressed in white and red don't view it that way, I can assure you.
So to reset the stage here, the score is 23-0 NYPD. And Davin has checked into the game, Phil, with 8 minutes to go. 7:59 remaining. Ryan Davin, the 18-year vet, 4-time national champion, he's in there.
Well, they're not going to leave any bullets in the clip, Tom. Galante had his chance, wasn't able to do it. Let's see what Davin could do with twins to both sides and Holiday in the backfield. 1st and 10, 46. Davin has it. Davin throws, has his man. It's Lamacchia. Lamacchia has the first down, gets out of bounds. And Davin took most of the reps for the last week and a half. Weren't sure if Galante would get in, so he is well practiced, Tom.
That was a good sharp throw. First throw of the game, coming out cold, and good throw there to Lamacchia, and Smith bumped them out. First down.
1st and 10 at the 36. Twins to the left in the slot and the right. Davin looking, has time, throws to his left. Had Vermeero, but he was 2 yards out of bounds when he caught the ball.
There's a flag on the field, and very displeased right now is Jonathan Seda, the left guard. But Davin's looked good these first 2 plays, Phil. You see the pump fake on that last throw. He had the safety bite a little bit, but he did throw it out.
Davin's as cool a customer as you're ever going to see because he's been here so many times. This is not phasing him. He could come in and he knows what he's doing. Personal foul against the PD, which is surprising. You would think they wouldn't help the fire department out here.
Which they've been doing these last few minutes. The penalties have been
That's been basically the
Very
fire
obscure,
department's
yeah.
best play, is the NYPD penalty so far this half. All right, that takes them down into red zone territory at the 20-yard line.
Ooh.
And Davin needs to work and work quickly. 1st and 10, trips left for Davin in the form of Romero, Imparata, and Herman. Lamachi to the right. Davin looking, moving to his right. Looks downfield, throws. He had his man in the end zone, but it was tipped by an NYPD player. Receiver still had a shot at it. It was Herman, but he wasn't able to come up with it.
It was James Ingram with the pass deflection, and Davin, the bootleg, he made a nice throw, but Ingram jumped it. That's what happened there. He saw his man, and good recognition.
And you know, Tom, he had a lot of open space in front of him if he chose to run the ball, but he thought he could get it to him, and nice play by the defender. Twins to his left, Imparata and Romero. Herman and Lamachi to the right. Sulazitsky in the backfield blocking. Davin throws to the right. He's looking for Romero, and a very nice play by number 15 for the police department, breaking it up.
Kevin Healy cut that one off. Romero looked like he had a good shot at it, and Kevin Healy, a veteran, making a nice play in the end zone to break it up. 3rd down.
NYPD defensive backs have played superbly today. They've blanketed the fire department almost every throw. Nobody's gotten into open space at all so far. Another flag. Fire department certainly didn't need that one. Holding's the call. Takes them all the way back to the 30. 2nd and 20. And they just can't seem to get on track.
No, they cannot. One step forward, 2 steps back. That's been a theme for them this whole game.
Pretty much so. And Davin is trying with all his experience to get him back into it. Trips to the right, twins to the left, rather. Herman in the slot, and Lamachia by himself at the top of the screen. Sulazitsky blocking pressure, and Davin dropped the ball, but he got a favorable bounce right up to him again, but he gets sacked. Loses another few yards, and these are desperate times for the fire department.
That was good pressure by Pete Lazar. Getting to the ball there. He lost his helmet, so he'll have to check out for a moment, and you'll see Ryan Rizzuto, number 96, in the game on that line. And under 7 minutes, Phil.
Yeah, it's a tough job here, but they're going to try and do it on 3rd down, and my goodness, a long way to go, about 25. And the fire department's trying, but they seem to have run into a immovable object today. Twins on to both sides, Holiday in the backfield. Davin with time, throws, has Herman. Herman turns it upfield. He's down to the 20, he's inside the 20 to the 18 and out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Right, and you're in 4-down territory, so that's an excellent decision by Davin. Cut that yardage well in half. You pick up 15 yards, and now it's 4th and 10. 4th and 8, actually. Even better. But you saw the PD drop everyone back. They were giving up yardage there.
So. They'll keep them in front of them and give them anything they want at this stage of the game with this type of a lead. But here it is, 4th down, and they're either going to stay in this game or not based on what happens right here. Romero to the left, Imparata in the slot. Herman and Lamachia to the right, Holiday in the backfield. It's the snap. Davin looking, throws to his right and underthrows Lamachia, and for all practical purposes, Tom, that is probably going to decide the 2019 Npsfl championship.
And the throw batted, and the NYPD defense holds their ground and will take over on downs. But a good effort by Ryan Davin.
He's trying, but some nights you have it and some nights you don't, Tom. Yep. And it looks like tonight the FDNY just doesn't have it.
As now you see a couple of reserves in the game, Rob Hoey, Chris Spagnola. And the NYPD offense trickles back onto the field. Macca's still in the game. Just a heads up. And
now
Enoch Thomas in the backfield, and you see a new wide receiver, Randy Vasquez, number 9, split wide right. Enoch Thomas gets the handoff. He is stopped immediately after a gain of 2.
I'm going to go on a limb here now and say they're not going to throw the ball for the rest of this game.
Ooh.
Nor should they.
Bold prediction.
Yeah, because...
which would make sense.
Yes. The only way that they could, the fire department could be helped is if the police helped them at this point, because it's 23-0 and we are short of time.
2nd and 8 from the 20, 5.5 minutes to go in regulation. Remember, a quick reminder, actually, you are listening or watching tonight's broadcast on Pug Life Chronicles 2019 Npsfl Championship game. Tom Scavetta, Phil Tefano here in the broadcast booth. The handoff to Thomas again. He gets past the 20, close to the 25. He might have got there for a pickup of 5, setting up a 3rd and 3 with 5 minutes remaining in this game.
And Tom, if you look at them before they snap the ball, they're almost in a victory formation with both backs right up against the quarterback, about 3 feet back from the line. They're just going to run this out and take their national championship, and the FDNY will take their Fun City Bowl championship, and they'll call it a season. But let's see what the PD does. I doubt they have anything interesting in their satchel at this late stage of the game.
Michael Reedy in at right tackle for Ben Edel, so a couple of new guys on that right side. Thomas in the backfield, strong eye formation, and FDNY jumped offside.
You look at the body language, the FDNY really looks to be kind of knowing the writing on the wall at this point. And the rest of this game is pretty much going to be academic as we hit the 4:25 mark.
You see Sal Ferrali checking into the game for FDNY, and Mo Vogel is going to come out now. You're going to see in the game for him a new left tackle. Looks like it might be William DeFawcett.
The funny thing is, Tom, and we'll talk about it after this play.
Strong eye formation. The handoff to Thomas. Good cutback to the left. He has some room. Full head of steam. He gets to about the 37 before running out. Gain of 7. Go ahead, Phil.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. If you look at it and you look what the NYPD did on offense, nothing really stands out as anything fancy. It was just kind of a straightforward power package with a little bit of throwing in there, but not much, and they did what they do well. And you look at the scoreboard, and it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Fire department never really got going today.
Christian Malera checks out. It looks like Steve Orr, they're taking a new player out just about every play. 3:20 is all that's left in the 2019 NPSFL championship game.
A lot of guys who never get out into the game are going to come in now.
Here's Thomas again. He won't get anywhere. Good tackle. Looked like Spagnola got his reach in there. No gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Many of these guys won't be coming back next year. They have a lot of aging veterans like Rob Hoey, yet you still see number 21 out there. They're not giving an inch. They will give no quarter. They go down fighting and go out on their shields. That's the way the fire department rolls.
Folks, we have 2:40 to go in regulation in the 2019 NPSFL championship game. NYPD on top 23-0 over FDNY. Tom Scavetta, Phil Tefano here. False start. Yeah. Oh, offside. Oh, I thought I saw a lineman move. I thought I saw Christian Neptune move, but looks like FDNY moved first.
Yeah. These are two tired teams who were just looking to run this out at this point because it's been a long season, and they certainly weren't expecting to be playing their arch rivals twice in 3 weeks. So both of these teams are pretty much sapped at this point.
You see NYPD brings in Darnell Forrester, number 18, into the game. Randy Vasquez on the right side as well. On the near side, number 9. Strong eye formation. Thomas in the backfield. He takes the handoff, gets across the 45, punched down at about the 46 with under 2 minutes to go.
So. And they're in the victory formation, Tom. This is it. I don't think. Let's see, we have 3rd down. Well, I think they should be able to run it out with 1:43 left to go.
Let's see what Ryan does here. You see another New receiver checking in for NYPD. Looked like Chris Feely got onto the field. NYPD beginning to celebrate with 1:23 to go in the fourth quarter. And in the backfield for NYPD, it's like Landsberg might have just taken that carry.
Number 33 for the PD.
33, that's Joe Loria, actually.
Okay.
And Aaron Garrett in there as well, number 34.
Time ticking down as we go below the 1 minute mark. It looks like the NYPD is going to be able to run it out. And both teams in about 50 seconds will be turning their thoughts to next year.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the NYPD. They really, really put it to the fire department, and they did it very methodically and matter-of-factly.
3rd and 7 for NYPD. 35 seconds remain. The handoff for NYPD, that was to number 34, Aaron Garrett. And it looks like that will do it as they will let time expire, bringing up 4th down.
That's it, Tom. They won't get another one off. And that's the ball game.
Yeah, the NYPD, as time expires here, has defeated the FDNY by a score of 23-0 to win their 11th National Public Safety Football League Championship here out in Uniondale on the campus of Nassau Community College. A great night of football, Phil, as the clock hits triple zeros. And that's it.
Yeah.
They get even.
Things certainly didn't go the way the fire department had hoped this evening, but to the credit of the NYPD, they were able to take what they experienced 3 weeks ago and turn it around and learn from it and really put the wood to the fire department tonight. The fire department never really got in this game.
And a quick reminder, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by AccuHealth Group, the official sponsor of New York's finest and New York's bravest. Tom Scavetta, Phil Tefano here, post-game now. And let's recap this game a little bit. So it started out slow. Both teams were a little stagnant offensively. NYPD got out to an early 9-0 lead that pretty much they took into the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought the fire department would be scoreless today? But you know what? In football, you just never know. As they say, in any given Sunday or Friday.
Or Friday
as this
night.
case.
Friday night lights here, yeah.
Here was 3 weeks ago, we had a team that was moving the ball around, making passes, making plays, and tonight they couldn't do it.
Dwayne Harper had the first touchdown in this game. He also had a 41-yard run. Really, the triple-headed attack, whether it was him, Gonzalez, or if it was Enoch Thomas towards the end, they really tired out that FDNY front in the trenches, and it was difficult to overcome.
Just as we said it would be, Tom. We said it 3 weeks ago, and we said it tonight. If they did exactly what they did tonight, they would win, and they did it convincingly. So, again, the great thing about this rivalry is no matter what, on any given night, any team can win, and any team could lose, and that's just the way it is, and that's what makes rivalries great. This is a great rivalry. The PD takes the 2019 championship. Bully for them, as they say, and the fire department won the Fun City Bowl. So both teams walk away with something at the end of the season, and next year they'll crank it up again.
The best of the best. And Tyler Ryan, great comeback game, 2 touchdown passes for him. A great 36-yard catch by J.P. Donato that set up the first Frank D'Elia touchdown. And then we saw the second one, which was virtually the dagger. 2 touchdowns by D'Elia. And then the 2 interceptions by Galanti. It just proved to show that it really wasn't his game today.
No, it wasn't. And he's gonna have many big nights here. And Galanti got his feet wet in the national championship tonight. And he had his moments in terms of moving the team. Couldn't score. Was lifted late. He'll learn from it. He'll be back. He's got all the tools. But tonight, it wasn't the night for the fire department. The NYPD turned the page on 3 weeks ago and did what they did best, which is a simple, smash-mouth, hard-nosed football game plan, and they won it. And congratulations to them. They deserved it.
And lastly here, although it was a 23-0 final, the FDNY had their chances. They had the recovered fumble. They had the interception. They were unable to capitalize. There were a lot of penalties by the NYPD late, but nevertheless, the NYPD, New York's finest, your 2019 National Public Safety Football League champions. Phil, any final thoughts?
None at all. It's been great doing these games with you the last 3 weeks, and look, next year we're going to have another pitched battle ready to tee up, and it's going to be these two teams going at it again, and we'll be here hopefully.
We'd like to thank all our viewers and everyone tonight for watching our Facebook live stream. Tonight's broadcast was a production of Pug Life Chronicles. Our producer and director was George Zayas. Technical operators were Mike Lombardi, John Dinola, Jordan Alexander, and Bahar Muhammad. For Phil Tefano, I'm Tom Scavetta. The final score, NYPD 23, FDNY nothing. Pug Life will be live tomorrow night, June 22nd, in Staten Island, New York, for the battle to knock out addiction. Join George Zayas and Dave Sieve for the call at 5 p.m. for another edition of Pug Life Boxing. You've been watching the 2019 Npsfl Championship here on Pug Life Chronicles. Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks.
Do you want to sell your house fast and easy?
My name is Ilya Kosilov.
And we buy houses nationally, in any condition, in any situation. With my company,
Finest Home Buyer.
Call us today to get your fast cash offer within 24 hours.
The best oxtail in Brooklyn, the chef is producing. Oxtail goat, confit.
For the best oxtail in Brooklyn, Chef's Choice.